Dr. Vijay Kumar Sahu, Assistant Director, the organizer of this online class. He is a very sportive person and a quite interesting person also who was gave us energy to start this class. So I must thankful and grateful to him. So my dear friends, today is the last class. So before going to conclude, just in two or three sentences, I want to tell something about the last 10 units because today is the unity 11. So, my dear friends, our first unit is generalization. So here we have discussed about how to bring the inferences, how we will collect the evidence, how we will collect the facts. Then after, how we will conclude or we will come to the inference. Then the second unity was on causation. Causation means the cause and effect. And what suppose I will give you an example. We will see the first or second world war. We will see what were the causes and what were its effects. So some historians also they didn't satisfied about the causation because they have also stressed that some causes were also absent, and it is the duty of the historian how to find out the absence of the causes. Next, the important point was objectivity. Objectivity means how the historians should not be biased, should not be, they have the personal ends. They should be George like a George. The task of the historian must be just like a George. He should be impartial. And the next unity was ideology, history, ideology, and society. And the historiography wants to tell about the ideas, views, and beliefs of the historians. So this is all about how to collect generalization, causation, objectivity, history, ideology, and society. These four units are based on how to collect the data, how to scrutinize the data through proper way, through scientific way. Then only one can be able to write a good history, or his historiography will be up to the right. Otherwise, he cannot be a good historian. So these four units are most important. So then after we will go to the Greco-Roman historiography because history has its origin. History took its birth in Greek, and Herodotus undoubtedly the father of the historiography. So here what he has said about the writing about the historiography of Herodotus, Thucydides, Livy, and Tacitus. What were their mode of writing? What were the meaning of their historiography? How Herodotus and how Thucydides they took interest, and why they take interest to write their history. And Thucydides is the first person who has personally the eyewitnesser of the Peloponnesian War, and he has also taken some of the important sources uh, before writing the history. Then we came to the next unity, that is the Chinese historian. Chinese were the first person in world those who have keen interest to preserve their past history. It is the most interesting thing that. Then we come to the history in early India. Here we have taken, here we have given or we have discussed about the historiography of Mahabharata, Ramayana, and the Kalans on Kashmir. So many things we have seen and we have discussed, and we have also discussed about the lapses of our historiography. And undoubtedly, Kalan is the most important and so to say the first historian of India who has consulted various sources, and he has written the scientific method of history, though it has also some lacunas. Then, then we came to the next unity, that is the medieval history on Western. So, what are the medieval history of Western world? How they have interest, how they took emphasis on the church history, which we have discussed earlier. So, next point is the medieval history, Arabic and Persian. So, after the introduction of the Arabic language, how historiography changed its scope. It has different scopes, it has different history, it has different data, and the historiography scope was changed a lot. Gradually, it was widened. So, next chapter was medieval history, medieval history in Western, then the medieval history in the Indo-Persian. In this chapter, we have given emphasis the Mughal history. How the Mughal rulers from Babur to Aurangzeb, they took special interest to write on history. We know the autobiography of Babur. He was a very, very prolific writer. Similarly, Jahangir was also a prolific writer. They have written the autobiography, and besides, they have also appointed the court officials to write their own history. It is the most interesting thing is that. And Akbar, on the other hand, he is so much anxious. He was so much eager to write history, just like he was the gift of the God. He was just like the representative of a God, and he has instructed his officials to write the history accordingly. But when we will come to Aurangzeb, we will see that Aurangzeb, he was a very, very honest, so to say that when the writers, when the historians, when the court officials, because it was during the time the court officials were eager to write, to praise the ruler, to get some benefits from the king or the queens. But whenever we saw Aurangzeb saw his history that he is praising just like a god, immediately Aurangzeb instructed the historians not to write anything. And the most interesting sentence he has written, that the cultivation of inward pity, means you are writing the history just to inculcate, just to cultivate pity from the king. So here he has given the cultivation of inward pity was preferable to the ostentatious display of his achievements, just to highlight his achievements, just to make a show of his achievements. You are writing history, so it is not necessary to write anything about the history of my ruling period. It was the, you see how Aurangzeb was. Okay, so this is all about the historiography of the Mughal period, which you have already completed. So, my dear friends, we will come to the next unity, that is the unity, even the local history. The local history, you see, now it has taken the much importance among the historiography. So we will see what is the local history, and it is also different forms of history, like local history, oral history, micro history, and all are here. So we will discuss, we will interact between us what is the local history and how it is developed and what is its importance. Now we'll discuss. So, my dear friends, the present unity is the boundary between the pre-modern and the modern period. So, local history is a modern concept. So, its boundary is pre-modern and modern. In this unity, we have discussed three different types of historiographical practice under the local history. These are local history, oral history, and microhistory. All three concentrate on localized fields, even though their theoretical input and impact are not necessarily local. So, in this head, In this local history, in this unity, we will discuss about local history, what is local history, oral history, and a micro history. So, my dear friends, local history, kindly try to understand because these terms are difficult to understand. But after understanding the points, there will be no difficulties. What I have observed. Local history is generally described as a range of historical writings focusing on specific geographical small areas frequently produced by non-professional historians for non-academic audience. So what is local history? It is consisting of a small area, small geographical area, and this history is produced by non-professional historians and for non-academic audience. So suppose some are not interested, to read or write history also. So this history was written by non-professional historians at the same time for the non-academic audience. So try to underline this sentence. In the Western countries, what happened in Britain, France, and United States, local histories were written in the 18th and 19th centuries by the local elites. So first it was introduced in Britain, then France, then United States in the early 18th and 19th centuries by the local elites, though not local historians. In the late 19th century, this process acquired momentum and several societies were formed to undertake local studies. So, in 19th century, it took its importance. In 19th century, it took its importance and several societies were formed to undertake local studies. So, under the impact of industrialization, urbanization, migration, and local communities were destabilized and a crisis of identity emerged. So, what happened? The impact of industrialization, the impact of urbanization, migration, the local communities, it has it was a marked a several crises in the society. This resulted in a desire among the local educated people to record their history at a local and regional levels. So this crisis warranted, or this crisis took its importance to write the local history. From 1860 onwards, several history groups emerged which were interested in promoting studies of their regions. Their works covered many aspects of their past, from the history of local churches and parishes to reports on the discovery of flint eggs. Flint eggs had in previously unknown sites of archaeological importance. Studies on genealogy and family history were some other areas of interest in local history. So what happened? What does it mean? What does it mean of the local history? Studies on genealogy and family history were some areas of interest in local history. These are the important of local history. In the United States, the late 19th century was a particularly good period for local history. 19th century, it was the important century in America under the patronage of the local elites interested in consolidating or raising their social status. These histories recorded the establishment of a particular region's list of early politicians and life history of local notables. So what happened means what the meaning of a local history? Local history means it was belonging to a small geographical areas, and it was it was so to say it was a genealogy of any dynasty, or it is so to say a family history. That means we are choosing a small interesting point, and we have to we have to write about that particular history. Local history started as amateur attempts to promote the locality and community as a matter of pride, and even now such trends prevail, and the term local history continues to be linked with the antiquarian and amateur historiography. However, since 1930s, there was a certain professionalism in the sector. Several books were written in the next 2 decades, which centered on localities, but could be considered on par with any national history in terms of professional achievement. So this local history also took its momentum. It took its importance after 1930. So I am giving some of the history books like A.H. Dodds' Industrial Revolution in North Wales, W.H.A. Carlon's The Social and Economic Development of Crewe, W.G. Hoskins' Classics, The Making of the English Landscape, and J.D. Marshall's Furnace and the Industrial Revolution were some of the books which revolutionized the writing of local history in Britain. So this is all about the local history. This trend was given an academic shape by the establishment of a first university department of local history in 1947 at Leicester in Britain. So, so it is, you see, though they have established a university in Britain, in Leicester, whose motive, whose goal, whose ambition was to find out the local history. So, academic local history there is still dominated by the perspective developed by what came to be known as a Leicester School. Okay, the primary of the department then will be so fostered in our own minds and in the minds of any who looks to us for guidance, a reasoned conception of local history such as will set a standard of a performance by which our own work and the work of others may be judged. So, so besides Finberg and Hoskins, the two important historians associated with the school criticized the traditional of local history. So with this, I think you are clear. If you are not clear, kindly ask me any question. Then after I will go ahead with the criticism of the local history. My dear friends. Okay, my dear friends. Hello, Jyoti Chawla. Hello, Jyoti. Hello. Hello, Jyoti. I think I'm not audible. Jyoti or Kavita.
No doubt, sir. No
Uh,
doubt.
no doubt. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So first, I want to tell you that local history means we have to choose a small locality, a small geographical area. It may be also small genealogy. It may be also a person, a leader, or any important thing of a society that is known as the local history. Okay, so this is all about the local history. So this trend is developed in such a way that in 1947 in Britain, a university also established to highlight the local history. Okay, so but this local history also criticized by some of the important historians, who is that Finberg and Hoskins. What they have opined, we will see. Ideologically, Finberg and Hoskins were opposed to the elitist conservative approach which underpinned much traditional local history. That is, they criticized the emphasis on the fortunes of Armiguras, um, Armiguras families and the neglect of the common man. Methodologically, they objected to the antiquarian fact collecting tradition, the lack of order and method, and the over dependence on documentary sources. Philosophically, they criticized the lack of a central on unifying theme which would serve to distinguish local history as a discipline. So, my dear friends, what happened? Hoskins and Finberg, these two historians, they strongly criticize the local history because you see, I am giving an example. Suppose I will write a local history and taking an example of the achievements of Rajiv Gandhi. So here he has utilized a term army army zeros. Army zeros means what? Now a person got achievement by hereditary. A person army zeros means you see a person got his achievement by his hereditary. So Rajiv Gandhi or so to say Indira Gandhi became the Prime Minister of India through hereditary. So they vehemently opposed the historians like Finberg and Hoskins. They vehemently opposed to local history because why? Now, because in this history we are neglecting the common people. Nothing else. In this history, we are neglecting the common people. Here, only one personality we are researching or we are giving focus. So they vehemently oppose to this local history. To overcome these inadequacies in the traditional of local history, Finberg suggested that job of the local historian should be to reenact in this own mind and to portray for his readers the origin, growth, and decline and fall of the local community. So what happened? He has opined that the mentality or the goal of the historian, he should write the origin, growth, decline, and fall of the local community. So the basic characteristics of the Leicester school may be summarized as dogged empirical research and fieldwork, a concentration on the pre-industrial period, the celebration of the common man, and the concept of the community. So what happened? Why they have criticized it? That this local history it is based on the locality, and they have not given importance to the common man. At the same time, it was based on pre-industrial events, or so to say pre-events, pre-industrial data we are collecting. So the local history in Asia and Africa is differently situated. Here the traditional form of belongs mostly to oral traditions. So what happened? Another historians, some other historians, they criticize that in Asia and Africa, this local history was different from each other because their tradition belongs mostly to oral traditions. This is based on the mind of the people, oral tradition. In India, Bakhar, in Maharashtra, Raso in Rajasthan, then Banshabali in South India, were some of the ways in which traditional local history were presented. So in South India, what we call it Banshabali. Okay, the genealogy of a particular dynasty. Suppose Chawala. Suppose he want to write his own history. That means he will write the genealogy of the Chawala. Okay, so this is all about the local history. Then in African countries also this tradition was sustained through myths and tales, through though theatrical performance, through different theatrical, through different operas. They have a myth and tales are popularized by the people. Uh, So, with the colonial domination and the introduction of the Western education system, new elites began to emerge in Asia and Africa. So after the modernization or after the colonization, Western education system developed in Africa and Asia. The establishment of the university system in the 19th century in India and during the 1940s in Africa brought the historical knowledge within more formal academic pursuit. So what happened after 1940? The importance of history, the people realized the importance of history and they tried to go within it. Local history was a particularly attractive field for the amateur and non-academic historians who felt interested in the past of the locality and the community. So it is a natural thing that whenever in our when in our locality a person became interested to know the history of his village, to know the history of his town. So it is quite or a interesting thing to an individual. Suppose you will see your father, who is your father, who is your grandfather, and father's father, or who is your mother's father, like this, and what is their contribution to the society. So it is naturally a interesting one for a person. Most of these historians were and are born and brought up in the localities and communities they write about, and most of them are non-professional historians outside the formal academia. It is true that some of the local histories are written within the universities. However, most of it is written by people outside the industries. So here, the writer wants to say that these local histories are written mostly by the non-academic historians, mostly by the non-university students. So this is all about the local history. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Hello? Hello? Jyoti? Jyoti?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any doubt? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Vishwajita? Mahanti?
No, sir.
Vishwajita?
No, sir. No doubt. Clear.
Doubt? Then Purnima
No,
Paikra?
sir. No.
No doubt?
No, sir,
Santoshini
no doubt.
Maharana? Thank you. Santoshini Maharana?
No doubt, sir.
No doubt. So, what happened, my dear friends? Now, local history has taken importance in India also. And students are encouraged to write their local history because through different ways, if you write the local history, gradually we will make the entire nation's history, then it will be completed. So, next is the new local histories are not completely cut off from the tradition. They use local oral and other primary sources and interact with the local communities to maintain the continuity of tradition. It is true that they hold the power of the written words as against the oral tradition. However, they are not antagonistic to the old historics, and the communities concerned consider them as objects of local pride. The new local historians, on their part, frequently view their own undertakings not as a threat to old history, but rather as a mission to rescue. It is in view of vanishing historical knowledge caused by the urbanization, the spread of formal education, or by war and displacement. So, what here, what he wants to say that suppose I am telling one interesting thing is that ଆମ ଗାଁରେ ଗୋଟେ ଘଟଣା ହେଇଥିଲା ପିଲାମାନେ ମୁଁ ମଧ୍ୟ ପିଲାଦିନୁ ଶୁଣୁଛି ଯେ କଣ ନା ସେଠି କେତେ ଅଛି ସୁନା କିଆରୀ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ସନ୍ତୋଷିନୀ ଆର୍ ୟୁ ଏବଲ୍ ଟୁ ଲିସନ୍ ମାଇ
Yes, sir.
ଭଏସ୍ ଓକେ
Yes, sir.
ସୁନା କିଆରୀ ମିନ୍ସ ଜମି ସୁନା ଜମି ସେ ଜମିରେ କଣ ହୁଏ ନା ପାର୍ଟିକୁଲାରଲି ଗୋଟେ କେତେଟା ଗଛ ଥାଏ ଗଛ ଥିଲା ସେ ଗଛରେ କଣ ହେଇଛି ସେ ଗଛ ପାଖରେ କଣ ହେଇଛି ନା ଯଦି ଜଣେ ଯିବ ଧନ୍ୟ ଜଣଙ୍କର ଝିଅ ବାହାଘର ହବ ସେ ଚାହିଁବ ଯଦି ସେଠି ଯାଇକି ସେ ଯାଇକି ଟିକେ ମୁଣ୍ଡିଆ ଫୁଣ୍ଡିଆ ମାରିବ ଧୂପକାଠି ଦବ ଏବଂ ସେ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା କରି ଆସିବ ଯେ ମୋର ଝିଅର ବାହାଘର ମୋର ଅମୁକ ଦିନ ହବ, ମତେ କିଛି ସୁନା ଦିଆଇଥାଉ। ଅଟୋମେଟିକାଲି ଦେଖିବ ସେ ପାର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ଡେରେ ଗୋଟେ କଣ ହବ, ସେ ଯାଇକି ତାକୁ କହିକିରି ଆସିବ ଏବଂ ଆସିଲା ପରେ ତା ବାସ୍ତବ ଆସିକି ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ତାକୁ କିଛି ସେଠି ଅଳଙ୍କାର ମିଳିବ। So this is a tradition among the villagers of our village. How far it is a truth, I do not know, but it is a tradition and people are still believing it. So this is all about what he want to say that ସେ କହୁଛି ଯେ ତମ ଗାଁର ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଟା ତମେ ଲେଖ। ଯଦି ଆମେ ଏହିପରି ଧୀରେ 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 ଯଦି ଲେଖିବା, ଗ୍ରାଜୁଆଲି କଣ ହବ, the entire history of the Odisha, the entire history of India gradually completed. Okay, so this is all about the local history. So here another thing, history has surveyed as a tool all over the world to imagine and construct a sense of a community. So ଏପରି କରିବା ଦ୍ୱାରା କଣ ହବ ନା gradually it will develop our imagination and we will construct a sense of a community. Okay. The new local histories in Asia and Africa also endeavor to recreate a sense of identity for the localities and communities by referring to the common past. So, therefore, we will create a self identification that the person is belonging to that area and that area or that locality or that local history has such contribution either to freedom movement or either through tantra or either through mantra. This is so ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ମୁଁ କହୁଛି, ତନ୍ତ୍ରଟା ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ବିଶେଷ ନାହିଁ। ତନ୍ତ୍ର ମନ୍ତ୍ର ଏବେ ଆମେ ଶୁଣୁଛେ ଯେ ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଲୋକମାନେ ବଳି ଦଉଛନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ତନ୍ତ୍ରଟା ଅତୀତରେ ବହୁତ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରଙ୍ଗ ଥିଲା। ଇଭେନ ତୁମେ ଯଦି ଯିବ ମାନେ ସ୍ୱାମୀ ନିଗମାନନ୍ଦଙ୍କ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି କିଏ ପଢିଛ କି ପିଲାମାନେ? ସ୍ୱାମୀ ନିଗମାନନ୍ଦ, ସନ୍ତୋଷିନୀ, ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ସନ୍ତୋଷିନୀ,
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
ପଢିଛ?
କଣ କହିଲେ ସାର୍?
ସ୍ୱାମୀ ନିଗମାନନ୍ଦଙ୍କ ତାନ୍ତ୍ରିକ ଗୁରୁ କିଏ ପଢିଛ କି?
ନାଇଁ ସାର୍।
ନାଇଁ। ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟିଂ ଜିନିଷ କଣ ହେଇଛି ନା, ସିଏ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଫାଷ୍ଟରେ ଶିଖିଲେ ହେଲା, ତାଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ଗୁରୁ ଗୋଟେ ମିଳିଥିଲେ ଏବଂ ସିଏ କଣ କଲେ ନା ଅମାବାସ୍ୟା ଦିନ ଶନିବାର ରାତି ହେଇଥିବ, ରାତି 12ଟା ହେଇଥିବ, ସେ ଯାଇକିରି ତାଙ୍କ ଗୁରୁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଶିଖେଇଲେ ଯେ ମଢ ଉପରେ ସେ କଣ କରିବେ, ତପସ୍ୟା କଲେ। ହେଲେ ଏ ଜିନିଷଟା ଯଦି ଆମେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କହିବା, ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଏ ସରପ୍ରାଇଜିଂ ଆସ୍, ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ କ୍ୱାଇଟ୍ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟିଂ ଆଲସୋ ଆସ୍, ନାଇଁ? କିନ୍ତୁ ସେ ତାଙ୍କ ଲାଇଫ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିରେ ସେ ଯୋଉ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି 4 ବହି, ଯୋଗୀ ଗୁରୁ, ଜ୍ଞାନୀ ଗୁରୁ, ତାନ୍ତ୍ରିକ ଗୁରୁ ଏବଂ ପ୍ରେମୀ ଗୁରୁ, ତାନ୍ତ୍ରିକ ଗୁରୁରେ ଏ ବିଷୟ ଡିଟେଲ ଲେଖାଯାଇଛି ହେଲା। ତେଣୁ କରି ହେଲେ ଏ ଯୋଉ ସାଧନା ଯାକ ଅଛି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ନାଉ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଏ ଟ୍ରାଡିସନ। ଏବଂ ଯଦି ଆମେ ସେ ଲୋକାଲିଟିର ହେଇଥିବା, ଯଦି ଆମେ ଯଦି ଏ କଥାଟାକୁ ହାଇଲାଇଟ କରିବା, କେମିତି ହବ? ଅଟୋମେଟିକଲି ଅଲ୍ ପିପୁଲ ୱିଲ୍ ନୋ ଇଟ୍ ହେଲା। So the new local histories in Africa and Asia construct the locality in several ways by referring a common ancestry, common culture, ancient kinship relationships and religious culture and political achievement. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକାଲ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଲେଖିବାକୁ ଯାଉଛେ, ସେଟା କଣ ହଉଛେ ନା we are giving importance to the ancestry, common culture or kinship or relationship or cultural life or religious life or political achievements. So local histories are not simple academic texts. They also act as agents in establishing local pride and providing a sense of community and local identity. So it is not a simple history, so to say. It is a pride of the local. So it provides a sense of community and a local identity. Local their writers are generally products of the modern education system and about the modern historical concepts and methodology. At the same time, their works derive from local tradition and directly participate in local discourse. So what happened? Suppose we will want to write the local history. We are not less educated. We are educated, because after doing MPhil, one will go for PhD. So here he wants to say that the local elites, sorry, the students were much educated. They have enough knowledge to write their local history. So this should not be discouraged. Rather, they should be encouraged, because local history is a pride of the person, and providing a sense of a community and a local identity to all. So this is all about the local history. If you have any doubt, kindly ask me. Then we will go to oral history. Any doubt, please? Santoshini, Santoshini, hello?
No doubt, sir.
No doubt. Jyoti,
No doubt, sir.
Jyoti, no
No doubt,
doubt.
sir.
No doubt. Thank you. Then Purnima,
No
Purnima,
doubt, sir. No
no
doubt, sir.
doubt.
It's clear.
So I think all are clear what is the local history. Okay.
Localist.
If
Yes, sir.
if anyone have any doubt, kindly ask me. Otherwise, I will go to the next topic, that is oral history. Any doubt, please? I think no
No,
doubt.
sir.
No, no. Thank you very much. So now I will switch over to the oral history. Okay. So it has three parts. One is local history, and the second is the oral history, and the third is the micro history. Okay. So my dear friends, what happened? Hmm, the boundaries of oral history are extremely porous, means extremely narrow. It crosses the lines between the pre-modern and the modern periods. So what is the oral history? Now, it is in between modern and a pre-modern. That means pro-modern. Am I right? Kindly try to understand. It's it is in between pre-modern and a modern. So I think it is the pro-modern. Between the pre-literate and the literate cultures, between the individual and the collective, and between the subject and the writer. So between the, you see, between the subject and the writer, what is there? That is the oral history. So when oral historians, or those who use the term oral history in their writings, describe what it is they do. They mix generous, means style, with abandon. Sometimes what is being described is oral tradition, and others life history, life review, life course. For some oral historians, the practice is the collection of interview for archival purpose. To provide oral history, you see, for some oral historians, the practice is the collection of interviews for archival purpose, to provide a record for future. For others, it is the conduct of interviews for particular publications or public history projects, and for still others, it is a pathway to community empowerment. In addition, the term oral historian is applied with the great looseness. Some argue that the oral historian is a person who conducts the interview, others that the oral historian is a personal being interviewed. The narrator who tells the history, neither is there any agreement on what to call people being interviewed. They can be interviews, narrators, subjects, response. In recent years, oral history has become a noun. The thing itself is the thing being collected, rather than the activity for interviewing for historical purposes. Indeed, there is even debate over whether oral historians simply collect oral histories or create them. So here it wants to say that what is the oral history? Whether they simple collect oral historians, or they try to create a history for themselves. So it is a debate to the literate culture of the modern West. Anything which is not written did not exist. So here he wants to say that oral history we have also collect and we have also write it. Otherwise, it will not exist. Hegel declared in 1831 that Africa is not a historical part of the world. As late as 1965, Hugh Trevor Roper started that Africa had no history. So up to 1965, you see what is the pity of Africa. They told that Africa had no history. Then oral tradition have a part to play in the reconstruction of the past. The importance of this part varies according to place and time. It is a part similar to that played by written sources because both are messages from the past to the present. And messages are key elements in historical reconstruction, but the relationship is not one by the Dibya. And her understudy in the opera, when the star cannot sing, the understudy appears. When writing fails, tradition comes and stays. This is wrong. Wherever oral traditions are extant, they remain an indispensable source for reconstruction. They correct other perspectives just as much as other perspective correct it. So I think still now it is not clear what is history. Again, I am going ahead. Popular beliefs, memory, myths, ideology, perceptions, and consciousness have all become legitimate grounds for exploration by oral historians. So what happened, my dear friends? So what we will do by oral history? What we will do? We will collect different kinds of beliefs, memory, myths, ideology, persuasion, and different things from the different people. Oral history now hold great promise for being a new kind of historiographical effort which is involved in not just the creation of a document of the health force ignored populations, but the way in which those in the community become their own historians and present their history. So, my dear friends, what is the oral history? Which is in oral, which is in mind, which is a belief, myth, or etc. Acha, I think I am clear, or I will cite some examples. Purnima, hello, Purnima Pagra. Am I audible? Purnima, Jyoti. Hello.
So please give one example.
Okay, I will cite examples. It is still some doubts also, nahi? Hala, acha, ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଧାନ ରୁଆ ସମୟଟା ଧାନ ରୁଆ ସମୟରେ ଗୀତ ବୋଲା ହଉଛି ତମେ ଶୁଣିଛ କେବେ? ଶୁଣିନ?
No,
ତମେ
no, sir.
ତମେ ରାଉରକେଲାରେ ରହିଯାଉଛ?
Yes, sir.
ସାର୍ ଯଦି ତମେ କୋଉ ଗାଁକୁ ଆସିବ ତମେ ଶୁଣିବ ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଲାଗିବ।
Okay,
ଆଚ୍ଛା
sir.
ସେ ଚାନ୍ସ ମିଳିଲେ ତମେ ଜାଣିପାରିବ। ତମେ ଯଦି ତା ଉପରେ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଲେଖିବ ତମେ ତାହେଲେ ଜାଣିପାରିବ, କାହିଁକି ନା ଟାଉନ ଲୋକମାନେ ଏକଥା ଜାଣିପାରିବେ ନାହିଁ। ଆଚ୍ଛା, କୁମାର ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣିମା ତମର ବୟସ କେତେ ହେଲା?
Sir, 25. Sir, 25.
25 ହେଲା। 25 ହେଲା। ଆଚ୍ଛା, କୁମାର ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣିମାର ଯୋଉ ଜହ୍ନଟା ତମେ ଦେଖିଛ? ତମେ ଟାଉନରେ ତାକୁ ଏନ୍ଜୟ କରିପାରିବ ନାହିଁ। କୁମାର ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣିମାର ଯୋଉ ଜହ୍ନଟା ଦେଖାଯାଏ ସେଟା ଦେଖାଯାଏ କେତେ ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଲାଗିବ, ପୁରାପୁରି ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣାଙ୍ଗ ହେଇଥିବ ତାର ଜହ୍ନଟା, ଏବଂ ସେଟା କଣ ହେଇଥିବ ନା ଜ୍ୟୋତ୍ସ୍ନା କିରଣ ସବୁ ଭାସୁଥିବ, ଏବଂ ଆର ଯୋଉ ଚାର୍ମଟା ତମେ କେବଳ ଗାଁରେ ପାଇବ, ଏବଂ କୋଉଠି ପାଇବ ନା ନଦୀ କୂଳରେ ବା ନଦୀରେ ତମେ ଚାର୍ମଟା ପାଇପାରିବ, କାହିଁକି ନା ଯୋଉଠି ମୋଟେ ଲାଇଟ ନଥିବ। ଲାଇଟ ଯାକ ହଉଛି ଆର୍ଟିଫିସିଆଲ। ଓକେ, ହେଲେ କଣ ହୁଏ ନା ସେମାନେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଏବେ ତମକୁ ଯୋଉ ମୁଁ କାହାଣୀ କହିଲି ଆମର ସୁନା ଇତ୍ୟାଦି ଗାଁରେ ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି, ଯୋଉ ତନ୍ତ୍ର ସାଧନା କଥା ମୁଁ କହିଲି, ଯୋଉ सी जो मढ़ उपर रखी साधना करथले तमे पारिबो ए कथा करि परिबो आमे करि परिबो
No,
ना
sir.
नो सर हेले ए जो डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ मिथ अछि डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ बिलीफ्स अछि एवं एबे तमे जिबा तमे देखिबो माने जदि आमे ट्राइबल फैमिली के जिबा ट्राइबल फैमिली कौन हुए ना से माने कौन करिवे ना बहुत गुडी जर हो गेले कुकुड़ा गोटे बलि पकेबे तांगर बाहार हेले पोड़ो बलि पकेबे हैला एवं से जो ए जो जिंस गुडी को अछि दिस आर द डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ द बिलीफ्स it is no written records हैला तमे जदि एलुइन बोली जने आस्तिले एलुइन जने आस्तिले ब्रिटेन रु हैला ब्रिटेन रु सी आस्तिले ओडिसा रो कंधमाल रीजन रे रहिले एवं से कोन गले कंध माने को गोटे झियो विवाह कले and he brought the permission from his own wife from England that I want to marry a lady and he married and he remained here and he has written so many myths of the Kandha people जदि केबे तेबे चाहुच एलुइन रो बहिजाटी थरे पढियो चेष्टा करियो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग से तांगर सब जगह केमिति माने तांगर मैरिज ऊपर केमिति अछि एबे देखिबो एबे कंधमाल रे कोन गोटे जिंस अछि जदि के पिला थिबे
Excuse me,
जानथिबो
sir.
हैं हैं
Sir,
विश्वजिता
boy number are the
कौन बिलीव्स एंड ट्रेडिशंस
convenience
ओके
and tradition. Okay, sir.
ट्रेडिशन
Thank you.
ओके एबे 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 मैं तमे जदि जिवो जे कोन होबो ना हमें देखिबा माने तांकर जो मैरिज सिस्टम कोन होबो ना तांकर अछि गोटे कानिन टणा से माने कोन करिवे ना तांकर जतल सब माने तांकर जो हाट बसिबो सप्ताहिक हाट बसिबो एबे मध्ये हाट बसुची सन डिफरेंट प्रकार डांस करिवे एवं से डांस रे सने कोन करिवे दे चूज देयर लाइफ पार्टनर एवं एवं तांकर कोन आ गोटे जिंस अछि ना तांकर धांगडा धांगिडी गोटे घर अछि after the maturity of the lady mane she will remain with dhangada or a male person without any hesitation without any objection of the family members Hala? And they have nothing to say or nothing to mind Hala? So this is all about the myths and the traditions of the tribal people so so ए जो कथा कहा जाउची ओरल हिस्ट्री कथा कहा जाउची so this is no written records but this is in the memory or oral party भितर सब जिंस अछि से कहला now oral history now oral historiography has also now has taken its importance this is all about the oral history again I will go ahead I think you are clear Jyoti
Yes, sir.
हाँ सो से माने कहउचंती तमे चिंता करो मु कहवार कथा हला कोन ना हिस्टोग्राफीटा माने राइटिंग ऑफ हिस्ट्री फ्रॉम ग्रीक टू ऑनवर्ड्स how it has taken a different space different gradually it is widened and widened so this is all about the historiography we have given importance to local history we have given importance to Arabic to Persian to Mughal history to Kashmir history so how it has broadened or its scope how it is changed and now we have given importance to local history even we have given importance to oral history so some historians they also criticizing the oral history because whether the historian creates history out of the myths traditions of the culture of the society or he himself creates a new history I think you are able to understand me suppose एटा काई क्रिटिसाइज करा होची ना हिस्टोरियन माने गोटे नुआ जिंस चिंता करिकरी एटे लिखि देउंती कहानी की कहानी भली लिखि देउंती ना एटा प्रकृत रे दे आर कलेक्टिंग द ओरल इवेंट्स or the stories from the other villages okay I think I am clear Jyoti hello
Yes, sir.
I think I am clear
Yes, sir.
okay
Yes, sir. Yes.
hello Rakesh
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are clear.
clear so here I am giving some oral history books John Vansina in his oral traditions as history okay so in 1985 explore in detail how oral tradition can serve as rich sources of historical evidence. So ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଥା ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଗୋଟେ ଭବାନ ସାହୁ ପ୍ରଫେସର ଭବାନ ସାହୁ ଫ୍ରମ ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁର ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟି ସେ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉ ହାଉ ତନ୍ତ୍ର ମନ୍ତ୍ର ଏ ଉପରେ ସେ ଡିଲିଟ କରିଛନ୍ତି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଯେ ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ଝାଡା ଫୁଙ୍କ କରୁଛେ ଝାଡା ଫୁଙ୍କ କଥା ଜାଣିଛ ରାକେଶ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
Yes,
ରାକେଶ
sir.
ଝାଡା ଫୁଙ୍କ କଥା
Yes,
ଜାଣିଛ
sir.
ହଁ ସୋ ତା ଉପରେ ସେ ଗୋଟେ
I
ପିଏଚଡି ସରି ଡିଲିଟ ଥେସିସ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଝାଡା ଫୁଙ୍କ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କେମିତି ଗୋଟେ ସୋସିଆଲ ଟ୍ରେଣ୍ଡ ଥିଲା ଏବଂ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ମଧ୍ୟ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ବସନ୍ତ ହେଲେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଲୋକେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ମଧ୍ୟ ଆମେ ଝାଡା ଫୁଙ୍କ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଯାଉ ଏବଂ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ପିଲା ଡରିଗଲା ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଝାଡା ଫୁଙ୍କ କରିବାକୁ ଯାଉ ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ଅଲ୍ ଏବାଉଟ ଦ
guess, sir.
ଓରାଲ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି okay so next is another masterpiece pathos in the rainforest deals with the pre-colonial history of equatorial Central Africa. The death of Louis Transtuli and other stories. So this is all about the different oral history. Then another is study of the Italian works and of people of several Appalachian communities in the United States is a great contribution to oral history. David K. Dunway and William K. Baum, Oral History 1984-1996 contains essays on oral history in various countries. So this is all about the oral history book. International Journal of Oral History, the history of workshop of journal, oral history in various countries, formal and informal oral history associations in Britain, America, Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, Russia, Spain, South Africa, Sweden, and many other countries. They have been several international level seminars and conferences on oral history. You see how oral history has changed its shape. How oral history now it has taken its importance and through oral history. So suppose you will do a PhD or MPhil degree, try to collect information about the oral history, but the thesis must be not less than 300 to 400 pages. Then it automatically it will be a interesting one and also a new one. Under my guidance, one person, one lecturer has done a PhD, health, disease and medicine of the tribal people. ହେଲେ ସେଇଠି ସେମାନେ କଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ଟ୍ରାଇବାଲ ପିପୁଲ ମାନେ କିପରି କୁକୁଡ଼ା ଦଉଥିଲେ କିପରି ସେମାନେ ବୋଦା ଦଉଥିଲେ କିପରି ସେମାନେ ପିଗ୍ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ବଳି ଦଉଥିଲେ ଜ୍ୱର ଫର ହେଲେ ଏସବୁ କଥା ସେଠି ଡିଟେଲ ଲେଖାଯାଇଛି ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ଆଲସୋ ଏ ୱାନ୍ ଟାଇପ ଅଫ ଓରାଲ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଓକେ thus Eric Hobsbawm writes that most oral history today is a personal memory which is a remarkably slippery medium for preserving facts. So anyway, he argues that the importance of such history is not just to record facts, but to understand the mentalities of people, to know what ordinary people remember of a big event as a distinct from what they better think they should remember, or what historians can establish a having happened, and insofar as they turn memory into much. So what happened here, the writer wants to say that the ordinary people, suppose I am telling about the tribal people, what they have the memory. ଆଚ୍ଛା ତମେ ଗୋଟେ କଥା ଜାଣିଥିବ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କଥା ମୁଁ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟିଂ କଥା କହୁଛି ଚକ୍ରା ବିଷୟ have you heard that name my dear friends hello hello
Yes, sir.
ଚକ୍ରା ବିଷୟ
Yes,
ନା
sir.
ଶୁଣିଛ
Again, sir.
ଚକ୍ରା ବିଷୟ he is the first revolutionary person who fought against the British and he the first person in world who is not captured by the British government. ହେଲେ କାହିଁକି ଧରା ହେଇପାରିଲା ନାହିଁ ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଷ୍ଟୋରି କହୁଛି ଯେ ଚକ୍ରା ବିଷୟ କୁଆଡେ ନା ବାଘ ହେବାର ପାଲଟା ବାଘ ହେବାର ସେ ଜାଣିଥିଲେ ଓକେ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ବିଦ୍ୟୁତ ବିଦ୍ୟୁତ ଲତା ମହାରଣା ହ୍ୟାଲୋ 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 Hello.
Yes, sir.
ଚକ୍ର ବିଷୟ ସେ କଣ ଜାଣିଥିଲେ ନା ପାଲଟା ବାଘ ଜାଣିଥିଲେ ହେଲେ କଣ ହେଲା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବ୍ରିଟିଶ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଆସେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଧରିବା ପାଇଁ ସେ କଣ ହୁଏ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ନା ବାଘ ହେଇକି ବଣକୁ ପଳାଇଯାଏ ଏବଂ ଏପରିକି ତାଙ୍କ ହୋଲ ଲାଇଫରେ ହି ଇଜ ନଟ କ୍ୟାପଚର୍ଡ ବାଇ ଦ ବ୍ରିଟିଶ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ହେଲା
ବାଃ
ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ ତମେ ଯଦି ଯିବ ଏବେ ଯଦି ତମେ ଯଦି ଯିବ କନ୍ଧମାଳ ଏରିଆକୁ ଯିବ ସେଠି କଣ ହୁଏ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ନା ସେଠି ମଧ୍ୟ ଏବେ ଲୋକେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ପାଲଟା ସାପ ହେଇପାରନ୍ତି ପାଲଟା ବାଘ
ବାପରେ
ହେଇପାରନ୍ତି ଇଭେନ ପାଲଟା ମାଛ ମଧ୍ୟ ହେଇପାରନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ସେଠି
ୱାଓ
କଣ ହୁଏ
ବଢିଆ
ଭଲଟା
Is
ନେଇକି
it
ବହୁତ
ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ
ବଢିଆ
ବାଘ ହେଇଗଲା
ସାର୍
ପଳେଇଗଲେ ଆଁ
ଶିଖିବା ପାଇଁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ହଉଛି ସେ ଟ୍ରାଡିସନ
ହଁ ଶିଖିବା ପାଇଁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ହଉଛି ଏବଂ ଏ
ହଁ
କଥାଟା ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଜଣେ ଆମର ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁର ଜଣେ ପ୍ରିନ୍ସିପାଲ ଥିଲେ ଉଦୟଗିରି କଲେଜରେ ସେ ତାଙ୍କର
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ବହିରେ ବି ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ସିଏ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ଉଦୟଗିରିରେ ପ୍ରିନ୍ସିପାଲ ଥିଲାବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ଘଟଣା ଘଟିଲା ତାଙ୍କର ଦିଟା
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ପୁଅ ସେମାନେ କଣ ହେଲେ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ମାଛ ହେଇଗଲେ
ହଁ
ହେଲା ଏବଂ ଯେତେବେଳେ ତା ବାପା ମା କିଛି ଜାଣିପାରିଲେନି ମାଛ ଯାକ କୁଆଡେ ଗଲେ ହଠାତ୍ ଆସି ଦେଖିଲେ କଣ ହଉଛି ନା ସେମାନେ ପୋଖରୀରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଯୋଉ ପୋଖରୀ ଥିଲା ସେ ପୋଖରୀରେ ପହଞ୍ଚୁନି ଏବଂ ଯେହେତୁ ତାଙ୍କ ବାପା ଜାଣିଥିଲେ ଯେ ତାଙ୍କର କିଛି ମନ୍ତ୍ର ପାଣି ଥିବ ସେ ମନ୍ତ୍ର ପାଣି ଆଣିକି ଛିଞ୍ଚି ଦେଲେ ସେ ଅଟୋମେଟିକ
ହୁଁ
ଆଉଥରେ କଣ ହେଲା ପିଲା ହେଇଗଲେ ଏବଂ ସେ ନିଜେ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ଆଇ ହାଭ୍ ସିନ୍ ଇଟ୍ ହେଲା
ସାର୍ ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ
ଏବେ
ସାର୍
ମଧ୍ୟ
ଏବେ
ଅଛି
ମଧ୍ୟ ବା-
ହଁ ଏବେ
ଯା
ମଧ୍ୟ ଅଛି ହେଲେ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ହେଲେ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ଏ ଜିନିଷ ଏବେ ଶୁଣ ଏବେ ଏ ଯୋଉ ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି ଟୋଟାଲି ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଏ ଡ୍ରିମ୍ ଟୁ ଅସ୍ ନା ନାହିଁ ଏଇଟା
ୟେସ୍ ସାର୍
ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଏଇଟା ଆମ ପାଇଁ ଡ୍ରିମ୍ ନା ନାହିଁ
ୟେସ୍
ଏଇଟା
ସାର୍
ଟୋଟାଲି ଆମ ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ ଡ୍ରିମ୍
ଇମାଜିନ୍
ହେଲା
ବି କରି ହଉନି ଏମିତି
ଇମାଜିନ୍ ବି କରିହଉନି
ୟେସ୍
ଏବେ
ସାର୍
ଏବେ ଯୋଉ ଏଲୁନି କଥା ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ଏଲୁନି କଥା ଯୋଉ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ବ୍ରିଟିଶର ଯିଏ ଆସିଥିଲେ ସେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ମଧ୍ୟ ଅଛନ୍ତି ହେଲା ସିଏ
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ଆସିଥିଲେ ଏଠି 40 ବର୍ଷ ସିଏ ରହିଲେ ଏବଂ ସେଠି ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ ଦେଖିଲେ ଦି tribal people some tribal people are remaining tribal girls are remaining completely naked up to their marriage he couldn't imagine also in today's world
ଆଚ୍ଛା
okay
ଆଚ୍ଛା
so this is all about the tradition the myths and they have no hesitation to perform their cultural activities okay so this is all about the oral history ଏବେ ଯୋଉ କଥା ମୁଁ ତମକୁ କହିଥିଲି ଯୋଉ ପାଲଟା ବାଘ କଥା ମୁଁ ତମକୁ କହିଲି ପାଲଟା ବାଘରେ କଣ ହେଲା ନା ଇଏ ଥିଲା ଚକ୍ରା ବିଶ୍ୱର ୱାଇଫଙ୍କ ନାଁ ହଉଛି ତାରା ହେଲା ହେଲେ କଣ ହେଇଛି ନା ତାରା ହିଁ ଜାଣିଥିଲେ ଯେ ଚକ୍ରା ବିଷୟ କିପରି ସିଏ ଆଉଥରେ ପାଲଟା ବାଘରୁ ସିଏ ଏବେ ଆଉଥରେ ମନୁଷ୍ୟ ହେଇପାରିବେ
ମଣିଷ
ଏବଂ ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଜଳ ଥିଲା ଜଳ ଗୋଟେ ସିଏ ଗୋଟେ ପୂଜା କରି ସିଏ ରଖୁଥିଲେ ଏବଂ ସିଏ କଣ କରୁଥିଲେ ପାଲଟା ବାଘ ହେଇ ପଳେଇଯିବେ ଆଉ କିଛି ଦିନ ପରେ ସେ ଆସିକି ଆଉଥରେ ଘରକୁ ପଳେଇ ଆସିବେ ପଳେଇ ଆସିଲେ ପାଣିଟା ଛିଞ୍ଚିଥିଲେ ସେ ଅଟୋମେଟିକଲି ହି ବିକେମ୍ ଏ ମେନ୍
ସାର୍ ଏ ରିଲେଟେଡ
ହେଲା
ତ
ହେଲେ
ବହୁତ ଭଲ ମାନେ ବଲିଉଡ ମୁଭି ବି ଅଛି ଏ ରିଲେଟେଡ
ତମେ
ଏ
ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ
ଟପିକ
ହିରୋଇନ ହେଇଯାଉଛ କଣ
ନମସ୍କାର ନମସ୍କାର
ନାଇଁ ଆଚ୍ଛା ଦେଖ ମୁଁ କହିବା କଥା ହେଲା କଣ ଏ ଯୋଉ ଦିସ୍ ଟାଇପ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଟ୍ରାଡିସନ୍ସ ଅର ବିଲିଭ୍ସ ଓକେ ଏ ସବୁ ଯାକ ଆମେ କଲେକ୍ସନ କରିବା କଥା ନା ନାହିଁ କରିବା କଥା ନା ନାହିଁ
କରିବା କଥା ସାର୍
କରିବା କଥା ହେଲା ହେଲେ କଣ ହୁଏ ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିଛି ଆମର ବଂଶରେ ଗୋଟେ ଘଟଣା ଘଟିଲା କଣ ଆମର ବାପା ଫୋର ଫାଦର୍ସ ମାନେ ସବୁ କହୁଥିଲେ ସେମାନେ କଣ କରିବେ ନା ସେମାନେ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାର ସବୁ ମାନେ ଯୋଉ ଚାଉଳ ଗହମ ସୁଜି ଏ ସବୁ ମିଶିକିରି ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରକାର ନୂଆ ହାଣ୍ଡିରେ ତାକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଅଠା ଟାଇପ ର କରିବେ ହେଲା ଏବଂ ସେ ଅଠା ଯାକ ସେମାନେ କଣ କରିବେ ତାକୁ ଖାଇବେ ଖାଇଲେ କଣ ହବ ଦେହରେ ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ପୁରା ବଥ ହବ ବଥ ମିଶି ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ଘା ହବ ଏବଂ ଘାରେ ସେମାନେ ତାକୁ କଣ କରିବେ ଛୁରୀରେ ତାକୁ କାଟିକିରି ତାର ରକ୍ତ ଫକ୍ତ ସବୁ ବାହାର କରିବେ ଏଣ୍ଟାୟାର ବଡିରେ ହେଲା ଏବଂ ବାହାର କଲା ପରେ ସେ କଣ ହବ ଏଣ୍ଟାୟାର ବଡିଟା ଲୁହ ଠାରୁ ଅଧିକ ଟାଣ ହେଇଯିବ ଏବଂ ସେଇଠି କୌଣସି ବୁଲେଟ ନାହିଁ କୌଣସି ଛୁରୀ ନାହିଁ ଇଭେନ କୌଣସି ସାପ ମାରିଲେ ମଧ୍ୟ ତାକୁ କାମ କରିବ ନାହିଁ ୟୁ ସି
ଆଚ୍ଛା
ହାଉ ଦେ ଆର ଷ୍ଟ୍ରଙ୍ଗ ନାଇଁ ଆମେ ଏବେ ଯଦି ଥାନ୍ତା ଏବେ ଯଦି ସେ ଜିନିଷ ଥାନ୍ତା ଆମେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କଣ କରିଦେ ନା ଇଣ୍ଡୋ ଚାଇନା ବୋର୍ଡରକୁ ପଠେଇ ଦିଅନ୍ତେ ଏଲଓସି କୁ ନାଇଁ ସେଠି ବଡ ଭଲ କାମ କରନ୍ତା ନା କାମ କରନ୍ତାନି
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ବହୁତ ଭଲ
ସାର୍
ସାର୍ ବୁଲେଟ ପ୍ରୁଫ୍ ଭଳିଆ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତା ଏଇଟା
ବୁଲେଟ ପ୍ରୁଫ୍ ଭଳି ସେ ଆଉ ବୁଲେଟ ପ୍ରୁଫ୍ ଦରକାର ହବ ନାହିଁ ହେଲା so this is all about the tradition myth and local history or so to say it is in the memory of the people ତେଣୁ କେତେକ ଲୋକ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ପ୍ରକୃତରେ historians they are discovering such type of truths or they are imagining a story so it is also a doubt it is also the critics they opine such type of they are giving such type of opinions. Okay, will you go ahead, my dear friends?
Yes, sir.
So it is all about the
Sir.
local history and the oral history. Now we will go to the micro history. Rakesh, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I am going to the micro history. What happened? Micro history has a curious relationship between local history and oral history. So it is in between the local history and oral history. You see, another out of ଜିନିଷ ମୁଁ କହିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି ପିଲାମାନେ ଦେଖ ତମେ ଚିନ୍ତା କର ଲୋକାଲ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଟା କ'ଣ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ହେଲା ଓରାଲ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିଟା କ'ଣ ଲୋକାଲ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ମିନ୍ସ we will take a small geographical area. Okay, but in oral history, we will also consult the different kinds of villages, but it is in the minds of the people. Am I clear? I think.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Huh? It is in the mind of the people. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Then local history as its subject matter is often confined to locality. It is clear. Moreover, its sources are local in origins and nature. So, in local history, we will collect the sources from the local. The oral sources, folk tales, legends, and local records, which are staple in local history, are also used extensively by the micro historians, but the resemblance ends here. M. Poston once distinguished between microscopic and microcosmic studies. So here, when the word came microhistory, another historians he has raised a question microcosmic studies. So now we'll see what is the microscopic and first thing one thing, my dear friends, did you understand the word microhistory? Micro means you understand or not? Micro, hello, Jyoti?
So very, very
Yes,
small.
sir.
Okay?
Yes.
Yes. Micro means অতি সূক্ষ্ম জিনিসরা অতি ছোট জিনিসরা মাইক্রো হিস্ট্রি ওকে
Yes,
Very
sir.
teeny, sir. Very teeny.
very tiny okay macro and a micro means a big one and a
Yes.
micro means a
Micro
tiny
and
one
small.
Yes,
Swan.
sir.
So here another person, another historian, he raised a question about the difference between microscopic and a microcosmic. The two words. Try to remember these two words. So what is the difference? Microscopic studies are those which remain confined to issues of a local interest and significance, whereas microcosmic studies are based on intensive research of a small area located within a larger context. So what happened? These two words, microscopic and a microcosmic. Microscopic means local interest and a significance. Suppose a local history, we have some interest on local history, that is the microscopic, a tiny, what he opined. And a microcosmic means intensive research of a small, intensive research. And a microscopic is not intensive research. Okay, so microcosmic is intensive research of a small within a larger context. I think you are clear, my dear friends. Microscopic and a microscopic and a microcosmic. Microscopic
Yes, sir.
is
Yes, sir.
an intensive research on a small place or a tiny place. But microscopic means a tiny. We are researching a tiny thing. We are researching a local interest. But cosmic means intensive research. Okay, it is more deeply than a microscopic. Okay. Then here are some of the books I am not going through. Micro history as a conceivable historical practice emerged during 1970s and in the 1980s in Italy. This micro history started in Italy for the first time in 1970s and 80s. Although it had its various in Germany or the history of everyday life and in France and in the United States in a new cultural history, it is the Italian micro historian who set most of the agenda for writing the version of history. Carlo Ginberg, Giovanni Levi, Carlo Poni, these are the historians, are some of the Italian historians who made the world famous through their writing. So here I want to say that how historiography changed, gradually changed micro history, then microcosmic. So these are the new interesting terms which gradually entered into the historiography. The story of an exorcist are some of the representative texts of this historiographical trend. The Italian journal Quaterni Storici, right since its foundation in 1966, has served as the channel for this trend in historiography. However, microhistory is a part of a wider trend which includes intensive local and individual studies by Emmanuel Leroy Ladurie in France, Hans Madek in Germany, and Robert Danton and Natalie Jamon Davis in USA. So this is all about the microhistory gradually shaped. Microhistory is a late modern, sometimes postmodern. So what is the microhistory? So it is a postmodern theory or historiography response to the problems of the modern historiography. The micro-historians are critical of not only the Rankin paradigm, but also the historical paradigms developed by Marxism, the annals school, and even the old social history. These micro-historians do not have an optimistic view about the various benefits brought about by the modern technology. Thus, the objection of the macro-historical discourse is not only methodological but also ethical and political. The macro-historical conception, they argue, praise the achievements of modernization, modern science, and modern technology while ignoring the human cost. They also neglect the experience of the little people who has to bear the brunt of progress. So microhistory, this is a conception. It is a conception of modern history. They argue praise the achievements of modernization, modernization, modern science and technology. The microhistorians trace the origins of this trend to the crisis of macrohistory in the 1970s. So when the crisis of macrohistory developed, then the microhistory came. There was an increasing disappointment with the grand narrative and the social scientific studies based on quantitative data, not because these approaches were inherently wrong, but because they did not capture the reality at the micro level. According to the micro historians, the attempt should be to open history to people who would be left out by other methods and to elucidate historical causation on the level of small groups where most of the life takes place. So this is all about the microhistory. Microhistory thus had a very specific location within the so-called new history. It is not simply a question of correcting those aspects of academic historiography which no longer appear to function. It is more important to refute relativism, irrationalism, and the reduction of the historian's work to a purely rhetorical activity which interpret text and not even themselves. Then, then it has then another thing. Then it has um, the adherents of microhistory in Italy had started Marxist, and in keeping with their Marxist past, they retained three elements of the Marxist theory of history. They believe the social and economic inequality exists in all societies. The culture uh, is associated with the economic forces, and that history is nearer to social science than to poetry is therefore based on facts and requires rigorous analysis. So I think if you have any doubt regarding microhistory, you can ask me. Hello, my dear friends. Hello. Hello. Any doubt, please? Hello. Hello. Vidyutulata?
Sir, no doubt, sir.
No doubt. Huh? So one thing, then Jyoti Chawla.
Doubt,
Jyoti,
sir. No doubt, sir.
no doubt. No
No,
doubt.
sir.
So
No,
what
sir.
happened again? I am giving some hints about microhistory. So we have seen about the local history. We have seen about the oral history. So it is a discussion about the microscopic history. So microscopic means we will
Hello.
discuss about a small history, about a small history, and micro history.
Hello.
It is
Hello.
okay. Okay. Hello, Subhasri.
Hello.
Subhasri. Okay. Yes. Subhasri. Subhasri. I
Sir,
think
sir,
yes.
oral history or hello, sir. Sir,
No,
okay, sir. Sir,
uh,
oral history or local history, sir. Yes, sir.
Ko.
Hello.
Ko.
Hello.
I am listening. You tell
Sir,
me.
oral history or local history. Please, sir,
It
narrate
is
some elaborate, sir. Please, I can't hear, sir, clearly.
तो क्लास थिले तो क्लास थिले ना
Sir,
नहीं
oral history or local history?
हाँ मु कहूची
Yes,
नहीं तमे
sir. Oral history or local history, sir, please. हाँ,
हाँ
sir.
मु कहूची सुना local history means we will we will take a case from locality. Nothing is new here. Here we will take a small portion, a small geographical area, and there we will investigate, or there we will take the data from the village. I am given
No,
so many examples. Local
sir.
history.
No, sir. Network problem. I can't hear.
हाँ ମୁଁ ବୁଝୁଛି ଶୁଣ ବୁଝୁଛି so local history means
Okay, sir.
ତମକୁ ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ କଥା କହିଲି it is a small geographical area. Okay, it is a small geographical area. ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କଣ ହେଇଛି ନା local history ଟା ବହୁତ momentum ହେଇଛି. they have given much importance to local history. ହେଲା ଧରି ନିଅ ତୁମେ ତମ ଗାଁର local history ଉପରେ ତୁମ ଗାଁର village ଉପରେ ତମେ କିଛି ଲେଖିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛ ଏବଂ ତମେ ଗ୍ରାଜୁଆଲି କଣ ହବ ତମେ ଦେଖିବ ତମର ଯେତେ ସବୁ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟିଂ ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଆମ ଗାଁର କଥା ଗୋଟେ କହୁଥିଲି ହେଲା ହେଲେ ଯେତେ ସବୁ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟିଂ ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି ୟୁ ୱିଲ୍ ଟେକ୍ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ଟୁ କଲେକ୍ଟ ଇଟ୍ ସପୋଜ ତମ ଗାଁରେ କେତେକ ଲୋକ ଥିବେ ଫ୍ରିଡମ ଫାଇଟର ହ୍ୱାଟ ଆର୍ ଦେयर କଣ୍ଟ୍ରିବ୍ୟୁସନ ଟୁ ଫ୍ରିଡମ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ ହେଲା ହେଲେ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଦେଖିବା ଆମେ ଲୋକାଲିଷ୍ଟଟା କଣ ହବ ଧୀରେ ଧୀରେ କଣ କରିବା ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଲେଖି ଲେଖି ଯିବା ଏବଂ ଅନ୍ ଦ ଅଦର ହ୍ୟାଣ୍ଡ ଓରାଲ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି କଣ which is in the mind of the people. ତମକୁ ଯୋଉ କଥା ମୁଁ କହିଲି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଯୋଉ ଟ୍ରାଇବାଲ ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କ ମଧ୍ୟରେ କେମିତି ଯୋଉ ପାଲଟା ବାଘ କଥା ଅଛି ପାଲଟା ସାପ କଥା ଅଛି ପାଲଟା ମାଛ ହବା କଥା ଅଛି ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ କ୍ୱାଇଟ୍ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟିଂ ଟୁ ନୋ ଏବଂ ଯୋଉ କଥା ମୁଁ କହୁଥିଲି ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁର ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟି ଜଣେ ପ୍ରଫେସର ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କହିଛନ୍ତି ଗୋଟେ ଡିଲିଟ ଥେସିସ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି ଦ ଲିଜେଣ୍ଡସ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଟ୍ରାଡିସନ୍ସ ଅଫ ଦ ଲୋକାଲ ପିପୁଲ ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ଝାଡ ଫୁଙ୍କ କରୁଛେ ବସନ୍ତ ହେଲେ ଯୋଉ ଝାଡୁଛେ ପିଲା ଚମିଙ୍କେଲ ଯୋଉ ଝାଡୁଛେ these are all the oral history but we have no written records. I think I am clear, Subhasri. Subhasri.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Okay, sir. I
nahi. Hela,
clear,
ସବୁ ଯାକ ହଉଛି
sir. Okay, okay. Clear,
oral
sir.
history.
Ye-
Huh. It
Yes, sir.
is the myth. Huh?
Clear, sir. Clear. I understood, sir. Clear. Okay.
Huh. Oral history means it is the beliefs, it is the traditions among the people. ତ ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ କଥା ମୁଁ କହିଲି ଯୋଉ ପାଲଟା ବାଘ କଥା ଯୋଉ
Yes,
କହିଦେଲି କେମିତି ସେ ପାଲଟା ବାଘ ହେଇଯାଉଥିଲେ ଆଉ ତ ସେ ଘରକୁ ପଳେଇ ଆସୁଥିଲେ ହେଲା so this is all about the local traditions the tribal traditions ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ tribal people ମାନେ କଣ କରିବେ ଜର କାଶ ହେଲେ ସେମାନେ କଣ କରିବେ they will sacrifice either a pig or a goat or a hen.
Sir,
Sir,
sir, I'll just
sir.
intervene. Sir, do you have MHI 4 approval?
NHA?
MHI 4?
हाँ सर ये सर कौन सर सीधा
नहीं MHI 4 आपनकर approval अछि कि sir?
हाँ सर अच्छी मोर 1 2 3
1
4
2
5 10
3 4.
1 2 3 4 5 and 10
Okay sir, continue sir. Okay
sir
sir.
sir
I'll have a talk after this class, okay?
sir so Subhasri I think you are clear now what is the local history and what is the oral history Subhasri
yes, sir.
what you
Yes,
have asked me
sir.
the
It is
question
clear, sir.
hello Subhasri huh? Yes clear so now we will see what is the micro history
Yes,
because
sir.
local history okay
Yes,
yes
sir. Yes, sir. I will clear, sir.
huh.
Clear. Okay.
Thank you then
Yes, sir.
now we will see what is the micro history so micro history means we will take so micro history again it was divided into two one is the microscopic and another is the microcosmic okay so micro history again divided into microscopic and microcosmic do you know what is the meaning of micro do you know micro means a teeny ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ଜିନିଷ
Yes,
okay
sir. A teeny.
okay so
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
microscopic means local interest and local importance we will take an event of local interest or local significance and a microcosmic means intensive research on a intensive research of a small within a large context suppose ଆମେ କଣ କରିବା ଗୋଟେ ଟ୍ରାଇବାଲ ମାନଙ୍କର କାହାଣୀ ନେବା ହେଲା ହାଉ ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ ତମେ ଦେଖିବ ଯୋଉ କଥା ମୁଁ କହୁଥିଲି ଦି ଟ୍ରାଇବାଲ ଗାର୍ଲସ ବିଫୋର ମ୍ୟାରେଜ ଦେ ଆର୍ ରିମେନିଂ କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟଲି ନେକଡ୍ ଯୋଉଟା କି Elwin has written Elwin from England he came to India and remained in the tribal belt for 40 years even he has married a tribal lady and they have given a very interesting things if you see he has written a book on tribal traditions myths and beliefs so this is all about the microhistory microscopic and microcosmic so here I think there is no new thing to know it okay then I am coming to the conclusion summary. So, my dear friends, in this unity we have dealt with three branches of historiography: the local areas and the communities, on the small scale and on the ordinary people and groups generally ignored by the mainstream of historiography. In this sense, these streams of historiography serve as a corrective to national, large-scale and a macro-level histories. They attempt to capture the lives of the little people and neglected communities. They also energize and reorient the practice of history both in terms of interest and sources. Two of these streams, local history and oral history, cross the lines between the pre-modern and the modern and between the pre-literate and the literate societies. Starting in 1970s and 80s, microhistory focused on the small unity, individuals and groups. The microhistorians felt that it was the only at the micro level that it is possible to know the reality. So what happened, my dear friends? Why local history or microhistory has given so much importance? Because the historians, they argue that through micro history or through local history or through oral history, we will know the importance of the local people, or we will know the importance of the working class people. So with this, it is all about the local history. My dear friends, if you have any doubts, kindly ask me. Hello, my dear friends. Hello.
No doubt, sir.
No doubt. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we will go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So our next unit is the 12, positivist tradition. I want to tell something about the positivist tradition, because today is the last class, and at least you will remember that Sir has covered a lot of things. Though it is very difficult to cover the entire historiography within 8 periods, still then I will try my level best to give some knowledge on historiography. This is my motto. So whenever, my dear friends, we will come to the positivist tradition. So one thing here I want to make you clear that up to this, up to the unity 11, the local history, the oral history, the micro history, this is all about the scope of historiography, how it is changed from time to time. From the very beginning, what was its shape, and now at the after the unity 11, we discussed about how tremendously the historiography, the historical writing has changed, and gradually the new concept of historiography is entering to the historiography. So so now we'll see what is the positivist tradition. Positivist means positive, not negative. Okay, so the positivist philosophy enunciated by the French thinker Auguste Comte. So Auguste Comte is a big philosopher, a great philosopher, so to say, and for the first time he introduced the positivist philosophy. The empiricist tradition, the empiricist tradition, the empiricist tradition, which had a long history but was most deeply entrenched in the British philosophical and historical tradition. The empiricist tradition means the knowledge is based on experience. Okay, experience. The tradition of history writing, which followed the guidelines laid down by the German historian Leopold von Ranke. So Ranke, you have to remember the name of August Comte, the German historian Leopold Ranke. They were the great contribution. They are the great philosophers of history and great historians. We have to remember these persons. Uh, these three traditions fuse through the various mixture to produce, while E.H. Carr, the common sense view of history. He has written on the common sense view of history at a philosophical level. This tradition cannot be said to be one. In fact, there are many contradictions between them. Sometimes these contradictions as between positivism and empiricism may be seemingly opposed to each other. For example, while positivism enunciated in universalist principle, general laws, and had a teleological view of history, empiricism doubted the grant of theoretical schemes and relied on sense of impression. So what happened? What is the difference between positivism and another thing is that so positivism means they are giving importance to the universal principles, general laws, and teleological view of history. And on the other hand, empiricism, it is based on the personal experience. So here they have a used two words. One is the positivist and another is the empiricism. So positivism, they gave importance. It is based on the universal law and general law and a teleological view of history. Teleological means explanation. So empiricism, it is totally based on the beliefs, knowledge of the person. So we will see any question. I think any murmuring is coming. Hello, my dear friends. Hello. Hello.
No, sir.
No, sir. No. Okay, we will go ahead because the time is very short. It is not. I am not able to go through the entire unit 12, but I will able to at least to cover something. Okay, my dear friends.
Yes.
So try to understand these points. Yes, we will see August Comet and the positivist philosophy. So what was the contribution of August Comet? Okay, August Comet, a French thinker, enunciated the positivist philosophy. He followed the Enlightenment tradition, which believed in universalism. The Enlightenment thinkers believed that what was applicable to one society was valid for all the others. So what he wants to say that what Auguste Comte, the French thinker, wants to tell that he followed the principle of universalism. He followed the principle of universal principle, so to say. The universal law he followed. And his main motto is that what is valid for one society, what is the basic principle of one society, it is applicable to also the other societies. They therefore thought that it is possible to formulate universal laws which would be valid for the whole world. So his opinion is that suppose one principle is valid to one society, that means it is universalization and it is applicable to all the societies of the world. Comment also favored this universal principle and was opposed to individualism, which the Romantics were preaching. Before, in other units, we have also discussed the principles of Romantics, Romanticists. They gave stress to the individualism, but August Comment, he has given, he has favored the communities. His opinion is that one principle is applicable to society, means it is applicable to the whole societies of the world. Then, apart from Saint Simon, the other influences of him were those of John Locke, David Hume, and Immanuel Kant. All these influences went into the making of his own system of philosophy. The main books he published were titled The Course of Positive Philosophy and The Course of Positive Politics. So here the two books are most important. According to Comment, there was a successive progression of all conceptions and knowledge through three stages. These stages are in chronological sequence: the theological or fictitious, the metaphysical or abstract, and the scientific or positive. Of these three stages, the first one is the primary stage through which the human mind must necessarily pass. The second stage is transitional, and the third stage is the final, and the fixed and the definite stage. So here he has given the three stages of human beings: the first, the second, and the third one. And the third one means the final stage where the minds of the human beings are mature. We have already discussed about in the previous unit. So positivism upheld that knowledge could be generated through observation. So what he has opined that knowledge is generated through observation. In this respect, positivism had a very close resemblance to the empiricist tradition, which emphasizes the role of sense experience. Thus, observation and experience were considered as the most important and essential function for positivist. So, what happened, my dear friends? Here he has given that these two the most interesting words, observation and experience, were considered the most important and essential function. For a positivist, general laws are only collegation of facts derived from sense of experience. Those facts are determined by sense experience and then tested by experiments. So he has given that observation and experience, these are the most important points for a positivist. Uh, Comment therefore looked down upon the historians as a mere collectors of facts which were of no relevance to him once general laws were known. So what happened, my dear friends? He has refuted the theories of other historians who are the only collectors of the facts. Those who only collect the facts, these are not relevant. What he opens, he said that. So through observation and experience, these are the two important points for the positivist. So then they believe that the age of religion was over, an age of science and industry had arrived, was shared by many. By many comments, main ideas derived from two sources: principle of determinism found in thoughts of Montesquieu, a French political philosopher, and the idea of inevitable progress through certain stages propounded by Condorcet, another French philosopher. Thus, Commer's central thesis can be stated in Raymond's Aron's words as follows. So, what happened? He has drawn, he has gained this philosophy or this experience from two important historians or philosophers. One is Montesquieu and another is Condorcet. And Montesquieu, a French political philosopher, and you might have known, and you know also the idea of inevitable progress through certain stages. So he has developed this, the observation and experience he has collected from Montesquieu and Condorcet. So his opinion was is that, what is the opinion of the positivism was that human or the historian, they should collect the information through observation and experience. Simply collection of the facts, it is not a relevant or important to the historian. So he has given some points like history, like science, is subject to certain general laws which could explain the process of human development. So we have to analyze, we have to explain, we have to make experience the certain general laws for the human development. For human development, we have to observe and we have to experience some laws. Human mind progress through certain stages which are inevitable for all societies and culture. So human mind progress. So we should progress. Our mind is progressing always. It is inevitable. It is sure for all societies and culture. Then another point is that individual cannot change the course of history. So it is not easy. So one individual cannot change the course of history. The inductive method which Combe believed was applicable in science, consisting of observation of facts, experimentation, and then formulation of general laws, should be applied in the writing of history. So he has given a new theory, that inductive theory, inductive method theory, which is applicable to science. It should be applicable to history also. So this is all about the positivism. So if you have any doubt, kindly let me ask. My dear friends, Jyoti, Rakesh.
No,
Hello,
no
sir.
Okay.
doubt, sir.
I have a doubt.
हाँ वो बतारा बतारा
Sir, there are three chronological sequence
Okay.
given by comment.
Yeah.
The theological are fictitious, then metaphysical or abstract, the scientific or positive. Can you describe, sir?
କୋଉଟା କଥା କହୁଥିଲ ମୁଁ ବୁଝିଲିନି କୋଉ ପେଜ
Page
କହୁଥିଲ
number 6.
ହଁ
Sir, page number 6, second paragraph, third line.
1 2 3 yeah
Third line, sir.
1 2 3 paragraph
No,
three paragraph
second paragraph, third line. Second paragraph, sir. Second.
ଓ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ପାରାଗ୍ରାଫ ଶୁଣ ଏଇଠି ସେ କଣ ହଉଛି ଏଇଟା ଆମେ ଆଗରୁ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିଛେ ସେ କହୁଛି ଯେ ମନୁଷ୍ୟଟା ହଉଛି ତିନିଟା ଷ୍ଟେଜରେ ଗୋଟେ ଗତି କରେ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ ଇନଫେଣ୍ଟ ଥାଏ ତାର ମାଇଣ୍ଡ ହଉଛି ଇନଫେନ୍ସ ଷ୍ଟେଜ ସେକେଣ୍ଡଟା ହଉଛି ଏଡଲ୍ଟ ହେଲା ଏବଂ ଥାର୍ଡଟା ହଉଛି ଦ ମ୍ୟାଚୁରିଟି ଷ୍ଟେଜ ଏବଂ ସେ ମ୍ୟାଚୁରିଟି ଷ୍ଟେଜରେ ସେ ଯାହା କରେ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ କଂକ୍ରିଟ ଏଠି ଆଉ କିଛି କଥା ନାହିଁ ଏଇଟା ମୁଁ ଆଗରୁ କହିଦେଇଛି ସେ ଯୋଉ କଥା କହୁଛି ଦେଖ the third stage is the final and the fixed and definite state of human understanding जो मनुष्य जहाँ बुझुची पिला बेला जहाँ बुझुला जेतल से एडल्ट हैला जहाँ बुझिला एवं फाइनल हैला मैच्योरिटी स्टेज सेठी से बुझिवो आ भितर से तफात अछि गोटे जिंस से कहूची ओके आई थिंक आई एम क्लियर राकेश हेलो
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understood, sir.
okay so
Thank you, sir.
my dear
Thank you.
friends one thing
I am not present in class. The before class I am not present, so that I can't understand.
okay
Okay,
thank
sir.
you very much
Now,
so
now I am
so
on.
one thing okay so one thing my dear friends what did happen what is the meaning of a positivist what our historian the comment what he want to say that the in everything should be based on inductive method there is two methods in deductive and another is inductive method inductive method is applied for the science so he has the opinion that history is no less than the science so everything should be based on every conclusion or every inference should be drawn through observation and experience through experience without observation and experience if you collect the data and that is useless it is in no way useful for the society if we have drawn a conclusion means it is applicable to society that means this law is applicable to the whole society of the world it is all about the positivist what he wants to say so I think I am clear and you are also clear anything Jyoti Rakesh
No, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yes everything is clear no
The
question
opposite inductive is deductive method.
Inductive method here it is used inductive method
Yes,
hello
sir. The opposite of inductive is deductive, sir.
yes okay so it is all about the positivist yeah? Then other persons Subhasri
Yes, sir.
any doubt
Yes, sir. No, sir.
doubt no thank you very much
No, sir. No.
Purnima?
Clear, sir.
No.
Clear.
Purnima
No, sir. No doubt, sir.
नो डाउट अच्छा गोटे जिनिस इम्पेरियसटा मो ऊपर मु टिके किछि कहबी अच्छा जेते गुडे मु पढेली बर्तन 12th यूनिट बर्तन मु जाउची आर यू सैटिस्फाइड विथ माय टीचिंग्स और नॉट frankly speaking without any objectivity without any bias
Yes, sir.
any bias tell me what is your opinion are you satisfied or not I want to say I want to know it Purnima
Satisfied, sir. Satisfied. Thank you, sir. Satisfied.
satisfied thank you very much thank you because this is the last class and
Hello?
only 8 minutes okay each with me so
Sir, I am very
Purnima,
much satisfied, sir.
Yes, sir.
thank you
Yes, sir.
without any bias
Sir, ଆପଣ
No, sir. No bias. We all are satisfied, sir.
no thank you
सर आपर
will
आपण
I go
क्लास
ahead?
करिवेनी कि सर आपर आपण क्लास करिवेनी कि
नहीं मत सब 8 दिया जाइଥିଲା ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଆଜି 14 ଶେଷ ଦିନ ବୁଝା ପଡିଲା
सर एमएस 8 8 9 10 करिवेनी कि सर
ତେଣୁ ନାଇଁ ଏଇଟା ମତେ ଦେଇନାହାନ୍ତି ଆଉ ଯଦି ଦେବେ ବୋଲେ ଆମେ ଆଉଥରେ ମିଶିବା ହେଲା
यस सर
ତେଣୁ
ओके सर
ଆଉ
ओके
ଯଦି କିଛି
थैंक
ଡାଉଟ୍ ଅଛି ମୋତେ ପଚାର ନହେଲେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ମୁଁ କହିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି ଇମ୍ପେରିସ୍ ଟ୍ରାଡିସନ କହିବି ଏଇଟା
यू कौन सर
ହଁ
कौन सर
ଏଇଟା ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି ଏଇଟା ମୁଁ କହିଦେବି କାହିଁକିନା ରାଙ୍କେନଟା ବି ମୋର କହିବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ଥିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ଟାଇମ୍ ପରିମିତ କରିବ ନାହିଁ କାହିଁକିନା ତମର ଆପରେ ବି ଗୋଟେ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଅଛି ମୁଁ ସାର୍ କହୁଥିଲେ ସୋ ପଜିଟିଭିଷ୍ଟ ଉପରେ ଆମେ ଯାହା ଡିସ୍କସନ୍ କଲେ ଓକେ ସୋ ଯୋଉ
Sir, one request, sir. Sir, one request, sir.
yes
Sir, empirics tradition and Rankin tradition, sir, shortly tell us, sir. Sir, then we will understood the.
ଶୁଣ ଯଦି ଟାଇମ୍ ପରିମିତ କରିବ ମୁଁ କହିଦେବି ମୁଁ ତ ମୋର ତ ଇଚ୍ଛା ଥିଲା ୟୁନିଟ୍ 12 ଟାକୁ କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ୍ କରିଦେବା ପାଇଁ
It's only 8 minutes
ଓକେ
left, sir.
ଓକେ ଓକେ ମୁଁ କହିଦଉଛି ଇମ୍ପେରିସଟା ମୁଁ ଟିକେ କହିଦଉଛି ନାଇଁ ଟିକେ ଆମେ ଡିଟେଲ ନ ଗଲେ ତମେ ବୁଝିପାରିବନି ଡିଟେଲ ପରେ ଆମେ ସର୍ଟକୁ ଆସିଲେ ହବ ସର୍ଟ ପରେ ଡିଟେଲ ଗଲେ ହବ ନାହିଁ ଏମ୍ ଆଇ କ୍ଲିୟର ରାକେଶ
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
ମୁଁ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଇମ୍ପେରିସଟା କହିବାକୁ ଯାଉଛି ସୋ ଏମ୍ପେରିଷ୍ଟ tradition means this knowledge is based on experience okay so empirist tradition means knowledge is based on experience the word empiricism derives from the Greek word imperia which means experience in philosophy it means that all knowledge is based on experience and experience alone the justification of all knowledge in the world so here he wants to tell that without experience there is no knowledge so experience was the main factor to generate our knowledge according to empirists the knowledge acquired through tradition speculation theoretical reasoning or imagination is not the proper form of knowledge so here he wants to say that knowledge acquired through tradition knowledge acquired through speculation and theoretical reasoning or imagination is not proper form of knowledge ଯଦି ଆମେ ସବୁବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ କଳ୍ପନା କରିବା that is not right what you want to say that the empiricists believe that the only legitimate form of knowledge is that whose truth can be verified both empiricists and positivists maintain that only the observable world which is perceptible can provide the source of genuine knowledge so what happened the positivists they given importance to observation and experience whereas the empiricists they believe only on experience okay Aristotle also considered as the founder of the empiricist tradition. In Britain, there existed a very strong empiricist tradition. In the 16th century, Francis Bacon believed that an accurate picture of the world could be derived only through the collection of observed data. So, without observation, it has no value. What do you want to say that? He tried to base philosophical inquiries on scientific grounds. The theories of empiricism hold that our senses, eyes, ears, nose, etc., acts as a mirrors of things and events in the world. So he wants to say that the empiricism theory or the empiricism school wants to tell that eyes, ears, and nose, through these are the mirrors of the society, and through these we are gaining experience. Thus, when we say potato, it exactly denotes a particular material thing in nature. So what happened when I will say potato, a tiger, or a snake? What happened? A different thing, a different imagination develops in our mind. So the real world as we experience is made of concrete things and events and their properties and a relationship. So I am going ahead. The person who experience a particular object should be like a clean slate who is influenced only by the object or experience. His earlier experiences and ideology orientation are not important. In terms of history writing, it means that the historian or the collector of facts should be influenced only by those facts that he collected and not by previously held ideologies or belief. So what happened here? It wants to say that the empiricists they opine that when we collect the facts, we should make proper observation. We should make proper experience, so to say. So, suppose we have a tradition. ଆମେ ଯୋଉ କଥା ମୁଁ କହିଦେଲି ଯେ ସିଏ ବାଘ ହଉଛି ସେ ଆଉ ଥରେ ପାଲଟା ସାପ ହଉଛି these are we should not be biased one to these facts what the oral historian says. So this is all about the empiricist tradition. So my dear friends, here we have seen the positivist and the empiricist. Positivist what? They have given importance to observation and experience and experience. And empiricist they have given importance to only experience. So what Rakesh have requested me about the Roncan tradition, just I will tell something about it. Leopold von Ranke, a great philosopher, a great great historian of the 19th century German historian, is generally considered as the founding father of empirical historiography. It was with him that completely new tradition of history writing started, which is still the predominant mode of historiography today. Voltaire, Hume, who wrote historical pieces in the 18th century, was seriously wanting in many respects. These deficiencies were mostly due to the nature of historical research in the 18th century Europe. So the first was their concern for establishing the universal principle of human and social behavior. So these are the most important points. Try to understand. So he gave emphasis that the universal principle of human and social behavior, and moreover, they could not analyze the patterns of change and development in society and polity. Second, there was the problem of non-availability of primary sources and documents. Most of the archives were not open to the scholars. Moreover, most of the rulers practiced the censorship and did not allow publication of the books and account which did not agree with their views. So what the Catholic Church was still powerful and was able to enforce its own. So what happened, my dear friends? So there was a non-availability of the primary sources. We are mainly writing history on secondary sources. It is also true. I have seen when I have done my PhD thesis, and my three scholars, they have also done the PhD thesis. It is very, very difficult to go through the primary sources. It is also 100% true. I have also realized it. Moreover, what happened? Most of the rulers, they didn't give permission to the historians to go through their libraries. Even they have applied censorship not to use any kind of library, or publication of the books. The Catholic Church was also very powerful, and he has prohibited the publication of the books, the writer or the philosopher who has criticized the church. The problem was the lack of formal teaching of history at the university level. Another associated problem. So these are the main problems. So what happened? By the early 19th century, mostly due to the French Revolution, many political reforms introduced in its epoch. Now people started to think about change and development in social and individual behavior. So what happened, my dear friends? After the after the French Revolution, new thinking, new imagination developed in the mind of the people. So after the modern period, after the 15th century, I have already discussed with you, during the medieval period, the church has dominated the society. Okay, so now people started to think about change and development in social and individual behavior. Sources and documents were now more carefully and critically evaluated before deciding on the variety. The Danish scholar Bartholomew George Niebuhr, he is also one important historian. Niebuhr is generally considered as a pioneer of this new critical method and a source based on historical research. He used the advanced method of linguistic studies and textual analysis for the study of the sources and writing of the history. Niebuhr had worked in Prussia since 1806 and was appointed in the recently founded University of Berlin. In his lectures of Roman history, he critically examined the sources, especially the work of classical writers Livy. For this, he used the most advanced philosophical methods and exposed several weaknesses in Livy's work. So, my dear friends, what happened? I want to say one interesting thing is that now in present days, history also changed a lot. What happened? Now the historians, suppose I want to write a history, now I am not taking any important points to write. Rather, now I am examining the historiography of authors. Did you understand this point? I think. Hello? 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 Hello,
Yes, sir.
Jyoti. Are you understand my point?
Yes, sir.
You see,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I am telling very shortly what Rankin approach to history. Rank believed that the past should be understood in its own terms and not those of the present. So he believed that past should be understood in its own terms, and not those of the present. His attitude and behavior, in Rang's opinion, the historian should avoid the present-centric concerns while studying the past and should try to understand what issues were important to the people of the age or she is studying. This idea of rank and the empirical school introduced in the notion of historiography, it meant that past had its own nature, which was different from the present. So ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ହେଲା ପିଲାମାନେ most important sources ହେଲା କ'ଣ rank ର ଯେ ସିଏ ଆମେ ଯୋଉ କହୁଥିଲେ ଆମେ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟରେ ଥାଇକିରି ପାଷ୍ଟକୁ ଦେଖୁଛେ ଏ କଥା ଆଜି ଯାଏ ଆମେ ଚିନ୍ତା କରିକିରି ଆସିଲେ କିନ୍ତୁ ରଙ୍ଗ ତାକୁ କାଟିଦେଲା ବୋଲେ ନାହିଁ we should not see the past remaining at the present, we show the past accordingly ପାଷ୍ଟରେ ଥାଇକିରି ଆମେ ପାଷ୍ଟକୁ ଦେଖିବା ଆମେ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟରେ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଜିନିଷ ଯଦି ଆମେ ମିଶେଇ ଦେଲେ ତାହେଲେ ଅଟୋମେଟିକଲି we will be a biased one. Okay, so Rank believed that the knowledge is derived only through the sense of experience, and the knowledge of the past can come from the sources which are the objective embodiment of the experience of the people of that particular period. So we should gain knowledge through our experience. We should observe the past very, very meticulously. He knew that all sources were not of equal value. He therefore advocated the hierarchy of the sources. He gave priority to the sources which are contemporary with the events. These are known as the primary sources. So primary sources means these are the important sources while we are going to write history. He has a instruction or he has advised us to give more importance to the primary sources. Then we will go to the secondary sources. Rank also emphasized the importance of providing reference. Here he further refined and elaborated the techniques followed by the Gibbon and other historians before him. This practice was important because it provided opportunity to cross-check the evidence cited by the historians. Rank differentiated between the facts and the interpretation. He emphasized on the primary of facts, which were supported by evidence based on the sources. The historian's job to first establish the facts and then interpret. Thus, Rank's opinion, the historian should not look into the source to confirm his hypothesis, but instead build her hypothesis on the basis of the facts found in the sources. So, my dear friends, as this is the time our assistant director may come immediately. So it is going to be 10. So I want to say about the ranks theory, which one of our friends has requested me. So I have discussed about the positivist. Positivist means the observation and experience experience, and empiricist means only experience. And Rank's tradition, what is that? He has given importance that we are writing a past history. That means we have to utilize the primary sources. We should not see the past remaining in the present. ଟିକେ ଆଉ ଟିକେ କ୍ଲିୟର କରିଦଉଛି ଜ୍ୟୋତି। ରାଙ୍କ କଣ କହିଲେ ନା, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଧରିନିଅ ଆମେ କଳିଙ୍ଗ ୱାର ଉପରେ ଲେଖୁଛେ, ଓକେ, ଆମେ କଳିଙ୍ଗ ୱାର ଗଲାବେଳେ we have to see the 13 rock edicts. ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନଟାକୁ ଯଦି ସେଠି ମିଶେଇଦେବା ତାହେଲେ that will be not the proper history as what the rank views is that. So he has opined that we should go through the primary sources. So accordingly, we have to try, we have to imagine, we have to make imagination, we have to make experience about the past history, what would be the situation. Accordingly, we have to write it. It is all about the positivist, the empiricist, and the Rank's theory. So if you have any doubt, kindly ask me. Hello, my dear friends.
No doubt, sir. No doubt. Thank you, sir. Thank you too much, sir.
Thank you. It is your question, and I have already solved. Okay, thank you, Rakesh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you too much, sir. Sir, I am very comfortable with you. I am very grateful to you, and thank you, sir, because you are solved within the few lines.
Sure.
Sir, thank you. I am. It is my pleasure. It is the pleasure of a teacher. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir.
Then Subhasri.
Sir, ଆପଣ କହିଥିଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ WhatsApp number ଦେବେ ବୋଲି।
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, ଆପଣ message कर दियନ୍ତୁ।
नहीं message केमिति करी लिखि दियो, काई ना मो पाखरे message केमिति करी।
हां सर।
9777
कौन सर?
9777
सर प्लीज 1 minute sir, 1 minute।
सर एथिरे चैट बॉक्स रे आपण टाइप कर दियंतु, हम जान दबो।
नहीं चैट बॉक्स मो पाखरे किछि नाही ना।
आज्ञा
मो पर चैट बॉक्स नाही।
आज्ञा
ओके, लिखि दियो 9777
कौन से कौन? ओके
9777
प्लीज से
9777
प्लीज कौन से? ओके सर
9777 9777 00
यस सर
20
यस सर
9777 9777 00 2063
00
20
यस सर
63 yes. Dr. SK Sarnagi.
Yes sir, thank you sir.
Thank you. Dr. SK Sarnagi.
Yes sir.
Okay.
Sir assignment like sir assignment तो हमर किसी क्वेश्चन आछि सर, आपण कहउतले assignment पई।
हां नहीं तमे मना कलो बते दल तो आज असाइनमेंट डिस्कशन करथांदी।
सर गोटे कंफ्यूजन थिला।
कोन को?
हेलो सर जो असाइनमेंट क्वेश्चन जो आसुची सेटा सेशन वाइज आछि ना, जो पिला जो सेशन रे एडमिशन नै थिबो सेही माने सेही सेशन रे जो क्वेश्चन आस्थिबो सेटा ही देबे ना असाइनमेंट पे का?
नहीं सुनो से कथा तमे विजय सर को पचारिबो, मु ता ऊपर कहि परिबिनी हैला, काइना मु होती गोटे सिंपली रिसोर्स पर्सन।
आज्ञा सर विजय सर
ही बिलोंगिंग टू द IGNOU।
आज्ञा सर
हैला,
Yes, sir.
Are you enjoyed the entire
Yes,
historiography?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
So କିଛି କଷ୍ଟ ନାହିଁ ତମେ
Yes, sir. We
ହଁ
enjoyed.
thank you
No, sir.
ସାର୍ ମୁଁ 2 ଦିନ ହବ କ୍ଲାସ
Sir,
ଜଏନ୍
ବହୁତ
କରିପାରିଲିନି।
ହଁ
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ସାର୍ 2 ଦିନ
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
ହବ
ହଁ
ମୋର
ୟେସ୍
କନେକ୍ଟ ହଉନଥିଲା କ୍ଲାସ କରିବା ପାଇଁ।
ଆଉ ତମେ ତ ଆସିଲେ ସିନା ହେଇଥାନ୍ତା ନହେଲେ ଆଉ କଣ କରିବା କୁହ
ସାର୍ କନେକ୍ଟ ହେଲାନି କି ଖୁସି ରାଇଟ୍ ଟାଇମରେ 6ଟା ପରେ ମାନେ କନେକ୍ଟ କରୁଥିଲି ହେଲାନି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆଚ୍ଛା
Sir, I have a doubt.
oh yes
Yes, sir.
yes Jyoti you have many doubts and I am also very much interested
Sir,
to
so this,
yes
so this is
yes
the last one. Sir,
yes
Yes, sir.
Rankin, we have seen he gave us
yes
many things that it should be based. History writing should be based on the past. That means we should not think according to the according to the present, but we should think according to whatever happened in the past. And
yes
he laid emphasis on writing by looking through the primary sources and not through the secondary sources. So these
yes
we can
yes
consider as positive things about the
yeah
Rankian tradition. But
yeah
he
yeah
also has some negative things. So what are those
yeah
negative things in the Rankian traditions?
so again you have to go through the course so because some critics also there. So kindly,
Okay,
you are
sir.
requested, you are kindly to go through the lessons. Okay, there is
Okay,
no time now. Okay, so
yes, sir.
it is already I think 8:15. Okay, so you have asked me a beautiful question. So it will
Thank you,
take
sir.
not less than 10 to 15 minutes. So
Okay,
it
sir.
is in your book also.
Yes, sir.
You see, one thing. You see what you are asking. I am telling one thing. So this is all about the development of historiography. What we have studied, what are the different historians, they have tried to make history a tremendous one. Okay, so এইটা କଣ ହେଇଛି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗୁଡାଏ ହିଷ୍ଟୋରିଆନ ଦେଖିଲେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଦେଖିଲା ପରେ କଣ ହେଇଛି ଅଟୋମେଟିକାଲି ଦେ have some drawbacks. Without drawbacks there is no such historian. ଜଣେ ତାକୁ କହିଲା ଲୋକାଲିଷ୍ଟି ଭଲ ଆଉ ଜଣେ କହିଲା ଲୋକାଲିଷ୍ଟି ଭଲ ନାହିଁ ଜଣେ କହିଲା ଓରାଲିଷ୍ଟି ଭଲ ସେ କହିଲା ନାହିଁ ଓରାଲିଷ୍ଟି ମଧ୍ୟ ଭଲ ନାହିଁ so time to time history is changing its shape. This is what you are asking. So now ଏବେ ମଧ୍ୟ କଣ ହେଇଛି history has changed. ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୋର predecessor ମାନେ ଲେଖୁଥିଲେ they have given importance to write on economic history of India. ଓକେ ମୁଁ କଣ କଲି ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକାଲ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଉପରେ ମୋ ପିଏଚଡି କଲି ଏବଂ ମୋର ଯୋଉମାନେ ମୋ ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ ଯୋଉମାନେ କଲେ ସେମାନେ କଣ କଲେ ନା ଟ୍ରାଇବାଲ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଉପରେ ସେମାନେ କଲେ so it is all about the nature of the historians. So one should take interest to write on ancient India, one may take interest to write on medieval India, and one may take interest to write on modern India. So everyone ମୁଁ ଆ ପୂର୍ବରୁ ମଧ୍ୟ କହିଥିଲି no thesis is a complete one. No one can claim that my thesis is a complete one. The next successor, it is definitely criticize him or her. ହେଲା ତମେ ଯୋଉଟା ଲେଖିଦେଲ you will get the PhD, no doubt. But your next successor will criticize you that you have such lacunas, such you have some demerits. Likewise, rank, he has also some demerits or lacunas. Okay, okay,
Okay, sir.
okay. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଦେଖିଲେ EH କାର କହୁଥିଲେ ନା remaining in the present we should think of the past. কিন্তু ସିଏ ସେଟା କାଟିଦେଲେ because whenever we are remaining in the present means we are biased with the present. So we are biased with the past. So he has not given any importance to present. I think I am clear, Jyoti.
Sir.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I am
Yes, sir.
yes. Thank you. Any doubt? You can also ask me. You have taken my contact number. You have also asked me anytime if
Yes,
you
sir.
think. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, sir, MS3 ରେ sir ସବୁ total ତ 9, 7, 8 books ଅଛି ଆପଣ 3ଟା ସରିଲା ତାପରେ sir
ମୁଁ ମତେ ସବୁ 8ଟା ପିରିୟଡ ଦିଆଯାଇଥିଲା ମାନେ କ୍ଲାସ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ହେଲା, not more than
Okay, sir.
that. ଏବଂ ହିଷ୍ଟୋଗ୍ରାଫିରେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ
Yes,
note
sir.
30 ମିଳୁଛି ହେଲା, 30 ୟୁନିଟ୍
Okay.
ପଢେଇବା ପାଇଁ
Yes.
30 କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଦରକାର, not less than 30 classes. But
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understood, sir.
so କିନ୍ତୁ
I can
ତମେ ଏତିକି
understood,
ମନେ
sir.
ରଖ, ତମକୁ ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ ୱେରେ ପାଠଟା ପଢେଇଛି, ତମେ ଯଦି ସେ ୱେରେ
Yes, sir.
ପଢିବ, ଅଟୋମେଟିକଲି ୟୁ ୱିଲ୍ ଅଣ୍ଡରଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡ।
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ଓକେ,
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ, ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ।
Okay, sir. Good night, sir.
ଆର୍ ୟୁ ସାଟିସ୍ଫାଏଡ୍ ଶୁଭଶ୍ରୀ?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Certified, sir.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes,
thank you.
sir.
Okay, please kindly convey, kindly ask to the Dr. Vijay Kumar Sahu. Okay, Jyoti,
Yes, sir.
Jyoti, kindly inform to Dr. Vijay Kumar Sahu. If possible, we may also meet to someone class. Okay, my well wishing to all the participants, and hope all will secure more than 90% in their paper.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Vijay, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Sir, I
Hello.
have deposited my assignment before 17 March, but your mail is received, but I can't deposit my scanned copy before the last date. How can I get my assignment mark, sir?
Yes. Ask to Vijay, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Vijay, sir.
Rakesh.
Hello. Again, sir.
You ask to Vijay, sir. You ask to Vijay, sir. Okay.
Okay, okay. Okay, sir. I have already sent the chat to Vijay, sir.
Okay. Sir. Hello. 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 Hello.
Sir, am I audible?
Sir. Kuhn, sir.
Okay. So I have already listening to the discussion. So somebody asked the chat box that regarding my study center receive it, but they can return me due to lockdown. So if you have deposited your assignment on 17th March, so that means they must have evaluated it by the counselor, and they might have prepared the hour list, and that could have been sent to a regional center. But I do not know whether you have not mentioned that exactly your study center, so that I can send a mail to that study center to resolve your personal your assignment problem. Another issue is that somebody has that you have a receipt, but due to lockdown you cannot you are or they cannot return, they can return me due to lockdown. Okay, it is already with your study center. Whenever there will be normalcy or the situation will be normal, so at that time you visit the study center and collect uh, the assignment, evaluated assignment from the study center. Don't worry for that. First we should take care of our health, and you maintain we will follow the instruction of the government. So then after it is an online platform is there, you can send a mail to me, or you can share your opinion and views in the WhatsApp group. or you can igram, there is a complaint if you have, then you can through igram you can send a mail to us so that it can be resolved. So Shraddhanjali Barik, if you have any issue, any problem, am I audible? Am I audible? I am just taking your your opinion and views on online class, so that will be recorded. Shraddhanjali madam, are you
Wait.
you mention your study center one by
Yes,
one?
sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay, I will ask you one by one. Then you in the chat box also you can write your name. Then I will accordingly I will one by one I will take your feedback and your opinion, so that this online class can be in a better way we can organize it. Okay, Shraddhanjali Barik, actually, is there any problem regarding this online classes while attending the online classes? Do you face any problem? Do you face any problem while attending the or participating in the online class?
No,
No, number
sir.
one. Number two,
No,
okay.
sir. No
Number
problem. Only bit.
tell me. Yes, yes.
Only sometimes my laptop get hang so that I cannot unmute myself when you ask me a question. I cannot reply in in the right time. Nothing is problem.
Okay, okay. No, no, no. You another thing you can write in the chat box also. You better all the participants, those who having a laptop is all right. Those who are using mobiles, they can do one thing. They must have earphone, isn't it? And if you use your earphone, and it will be the entire proceeding means it will not be it will not disturb the proceedings, rather you can listen to the resource person very clearly, and your audio system will be very clear. So it is my advice to all of you, if you are, because when you are buying a mobile set, that time they must have given you one earphone, isn't it? Earphone cord. That cord you can use it while participating in the online class. Okay. Next is K Jyoti. K Jyoti, do you have any problem? Do you face any problem while participating in the online class?
No, sir. No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Do you face any problem?
No,
ଆପଣ
sir.
ଆପଣ କିଛି ଫେସ୍ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଫେସ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି କି ଅନଲାଇନ କ୍ଲାସ କରିବାରେ?
No, sir. ବେଳେ ବେଳେ ନେଟୱାର୍କ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହଉଛି।
ହଁ ହଁ ସେଟା ନେଟୱାର୍କ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ। ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ, ନେଟୱାର୍କ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମଟା ହଉଛି କଣ, ସେଟା ଫ୍ରିକ୍ୱେନ୍ସି ୱେଭ୍ ଉପରେ ଚାଲିଛି।
ହଁ।
କାରଣ ମୋର ଇକୋ ହଉଛି, ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଇକୋ ହବାର କାରଣ ହଉଛି ଆପଣ ଇକୋ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ଇକୋ ହଉଛି ମୁଁ ଶୁଣିପାରୁଛି, ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ କହୁଛି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଆପଣ ସେଠି ଇକୋ ହଉଛି। ଇକୋ ହବାର କାରଣ ହଉଛି ସେ ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ମ୍ୟୁଟ୍ କରିବେ, କାରଣ ଏଇ ତିନି ଚାରି ଜଣ ପୁରା ସବୁ ମାନେ ମ୍ୟୁଟ୍ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି, ତେଣୁ ସେଠି ଅଟୋମେଟିକ ଇକୋ ହବ। ଓକେ, then anybody who wants to share anybody? Rakesh
Sir,
Kumar Rao, please tell me.
namaste sir, Rakesh speaking sir.
Okay, okay.
Sir,
Yes sir. Sir, kindly sir tell me, mention your mail ID sir. I can give you my enrollment and everything I will send you sir, and about my assignment problem also.
You see, our main website, our main mail ID is which is operating throughout night. We are not operating because entire night and day we are working on this mail service. So this is rcbhuvaneshwar@ignore.ac.in. RC,
Okay,
RC,
okay.
RC Bhuvaneshwar
As
at the rate RC Bhuvaneshwar. RC means regional center. Bhuvaneshwar
okay.
@igno.ac.in. This is the mail ID of Regional Center Bhubaneswar, and which is 24 hours is completely workable, and it is working for 24 hours.
Okay, sir. rcbhubaneswar@gmail.com. Thank you, sir. Thank you too much,
Not
sir.
gmail.com, not gmail.com. It is a igno.ac.in.
Ignore.ac.
rcbhubaneswar@igno.ac. A means America, C for cat. .ac.in. Okay. Anybody who wants to share anything? Jyoti Chawla.
Sir, sir, kindly another question, sir. Hello.
Okay.
Sir, another question.
Tell me.
Sir, I received
Yes.
your mail and here mention that about the class of MHI 3 and 6. But I have also MHI 8 and 9.
Hmm.
Sir,
8 and 9, you have taken ecology and environment.
yes, sir.
Okay. Eco 9, so it's already you must have received the 9. Did you get, because already it is after MHI 6, there will be MHI 9 and 10. And in the meantime, if you are interested, then because some of you, I will keep it in the last. MHI 8, I will keep it in the last. Okay. So
After
I'll request our Sarnagi sir to engage this online class for MHI 8. Okay.
okay, thank you too much, sir. Sir,
Okay.
kindly send me, sir, the classes
No, no,
about.
no. This schedule will be same. Timing will be same, and the password will be same. Remember, password will not be changed. Remember, whatever the courses will be, the password will not be changed. Same password and same Google password. Okay.
Same meeting code
And
after three.
same meeting code, same meeting code, same. No, will that is why instead of
Discussion
not to
type.
avoid confusion, so what I did, I
Oh.
continued the same meeting ID, and so that the student will not be confused.
Okay,
Any
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. After 3 and 6, then 9 will be continued, then 8. Thank you,
okay.
sir.
Then any
Thank you
more?
too much, sir.
Uh,
Sir,
any more?
sir, I have MHI 10 also.
MHI 10, I told you, no,
Yes.
this MHI now MHI 6 will be there,
Okay.
and it will be followed by MHI 9 and 10. Then finally MHI 8, because MHI 8 there are less students. So because many students they are just uh, demanding that, not demanding, they're requesting that to have online class particularly for this paper. Okay.
Sir, I
Okay,
have
sir.
not taken MH6. So from tomorrow onwards, I won't be able to attend, isn't it?
You is the same meeting ID, but if you attend MHI 6, you won't get benefit. But it's up to
Right.
you because if you attend, there's a lot you can gain something because this is the most
That's true.
uh,
That's
uh,
true. And but 9 and 10 will be followed after MHI 6.
six,
So
six years.
immediately it will be over. Then we will start attending those classes.
Same timing. I told you, no, timing will be same. There will be no
Okay.
problem. I have not changed the timing. I have not
Sir,
changed
what
the
about the date?
date because just 8 days you count
Okay.
because this is a
Okay.
8 days, na? Because this
Yes.
is 8 days means to if tomorrow we'll have MHI 6, then you count the days and there will be automatically 8 days, 8 days gap. There will be classes. Okay.
Sir, one more question. One day I become a little bit late. Maybe around 6:10. I tried to join. It becomes 6:19:20. So I couldn't join. Like it was not being allowed to join, or I didn't understand what was the problem. Kindly explain. Is it like
Okay.
that that if you
I
join
tell
late
you
you
one
cannot
thing.
join?
Okay, one thing is that there are two things. If you
Yes.
are, have you received the mails from me? Have you received the mails? Because when I prepared the Google Meet, that time
Yes.
I added all the mails of my students in the
Okay.
Google Meet.
Okay.
And when I
Okay.
send the mails, the, when the mails when send the mails, so in the mails all the program details and the course details will be sent to the student, so that the
Okay.
student will open the mails and will get the details of the regarding time or timing and your resource persons, then course details. So your student
Yes.
will get the information. So that is why I'm
Okay.
asking you, did you get the mails from me, RC Bhubaneswar or BK Sahu? That means,
No, sir.
that is why when you took admission, that time
Yeah.
you are not given your mail ID. It is sure. You have given the mail ID of your family members, so or somebody else where you or who helped you in getting
Hmm.
or while getting admitted to any program. So that is why, because I have already sent, because there are
Okay.
around 400 students are there in MHI 2, MHI second
Hmm.
year. So I send mails to all the students. I found that the student
Hmm.
personal mail is not there. Rather, they have given their brother's mail ID, their sister's mail ID, and sometimes their father's mail ID, and sometimes the cyber cafe, the person who helped the student to get the to get into the or to get admitted to the program. So that is why it is the mail. When I send the mail say, or you can say, it reaches the person who helped you or who have given you the mail ID. So if you want,
Sir, I always use my mail ID. I never use others' mail ID, sir.
no, no.
And then SMS I have received from
Okay.
you.
Oh,
SMS I have received.
that means your phone number is all right. That
Yes.
means your phone number is all right, and but
Okay. Yeah.
but that mail is not working, because I send all the mails from my
Oh.
personal mail ID, and only few,
Okay.
all the
Yeah.
students and you check what is your mail ID you are given. You can check from the registration status. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
you visit the
Okay, sir.
IGNOU website
Yes.
www.ignou.ac. Then then you visit your student zone. Then registration details.
Yeah.
You can find out whether my mail
Yeah.
ID is correct or not, my phone number is correct or not, my address is correct or not, my course details are correct or not, my name is correct or not.
Okay.
You can find it out, because it's very
Okay,
important
sir.
for the student to check all the details which are in the website. Because when you will
Hmm.
get the mark sheet or your grade card or main certificates, after that the university will not listen to the students complain that there is a mistake in my grade card, there is a mistake in my or you can say in my title, there is a mistake in my surname. Nothing,
Okay.
university will not listen to any kind of, it is already clearly, because that is why I have already conveyed the information to all the
Yeah.
student. Please, this is your duty to check the details, registration details, and find out whether your name is correct or not, your title is correct or not, your address is correct or not. Through this address, your certificates will be sent by the SCD, Student Evaluation Division. That is why
Okay.
it is very important for all of you to check and verify whether it is. If it is not correct, immediately send a mail to us, and with a proof, so that we can immediately rectify the mistakes or rectify, or will make necessary correction as per the documents submitted by the student. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So anything about online classes or anything?
Sir, one more point.
Mm.
Like towards the end, it is getting disconnected again and again due to network problem. If we want to join, like
You can join.
rejoin
You can
again and
join.
again, will
Join.
it be a
Because
problem for you,
no,
sir?
no, 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 no. Why? Because sometimes I'm also busy in other works. Sometimes I'm conducting when I joined the program and immediately moderated the program, and I left the program. It's not like this. I just watching it carefully and doing some other works, means mail, I'm checking the mails and sending the mails, replying to the student. So by the time you could have, or you could have entered. and that is why
Yeah.
you left you could not join because I could not allow
Yes, sir.
you. So there is a big
Uh-huh.
problem. That may be the reason for not getting into the class.
Yeah, yeah, sir.
Then anything?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Anybody from Raulkela? Anybody Raulkela? Raulkela किए अछंदी?
Yes, sir.
किए श्रद्धांजलि वाली राउरकेला अछंदी? Okay. ठीक अच्छी आपण माने जेते जण काली बोधे मोस्ट प्रोबेबली 10-12 जण पिला बाहरी बोधे एमएचआई 6 पई केते जण अछंदी आज देले एस कहले
Yes, sir.
एस बोधे 14 फले एस नहीं की हां आपण मानो you do one thing, you just send the message to your friends that the class is going on, why not joining the class? मैं से गूगल मीटिंग आईडी टा दे देबे कला सेते जॉइन करियो सी ओ को मु अलाउ कर देबे एठी ओ इट्स वेरी इजी
Sir, ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ପିଜି
बुझि
ଗ୍ରୁପ
पारछथि
ଅଛି ସେଥିରେ ମୋ ଫ୍ରେଣ୍ଡସ୍ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଇନଫର୍ମ କରିଥିଲି ଜଏନ୍ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ସେଥିରୁ 3-4 ଜଣ ଜଏନ୍ କରିଛନ୍ତି ଆମ ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁର ସେଣ୍ଟରରୁ
हां
ମାନେ
हां
ଖଲିକୋଟ କଲେଜ ଆମ ବ୍ରହ୍ମପୁର ସେଣ୍ଟରରୁ
दियंतु आउ सब
ଆଉ
सांगा मानू दियंतु
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍
मो कहया था मोर मेन टार्गेट होची दे ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स शुड गेट बेनिफिट जे आमे खाली पाइबा अन्य माने सफर रहबे सेटा शुड नॉट हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ ऑब्जेक्टिव आम कहया था सब फ्रेंड्स माने
ଯୋଉମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ମୋର ଫ୍ରେଣ୍ଡସ୍ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ମାନେ
ठीक है
ଆମର କୋଡ ଇନଫର୍ମ କରୁଛି ସାର୍
okay,
ଆମ
okay. Now
ଗ୍ରୁପରେ
it is 8:41 already. You I think mobile speed will be very very low. So now I'll talk to. Now we'll wind up the program. Okay. Uh, so
Okay, sir. Thank you so
okay,
much.
okay, okay,
Thank you, Vijay sir. Thank you, Sarnagi
okay,
sir.
okay, okay, okay. All of you, thank you very much. Thank you very much for participating in the online class. Keep it off and continue that spirit. Continue that
Okay,
spirit.
sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. So